Good morning. Good morning. This is May let's get the date correct here. May the 24th, stand by. May the 23rd, sorry, May the 23rd, 2020. This is Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot, special event station honoring all our first line responders. I'll now open up our amateur radio audio channel and call CQ. Is the frequency in use? This is Kilo 2 Hotel. CQ calling CQ, CQ calling CQ, CQ calling CQ, all amateur radio stations. This is special event station Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot, honoring all those on the front lines fighting COVID-19. CQ calling CQ, CQ calling CQ. All amateur operators, this is special event station Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot, representing Long Island, New York, Suffolk County, therefore the abbreviation Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. My name is Peter, Pop Echo Tango, Echo Romeo at the controls. Looking forward to speaking. Any amateur radio operators would like to say thank you to those heroes on the front lines. Station, say again. This is Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
Yeah, this is KPH. This is Alpha India 9 November, AI 9 November.
Roger, thank you so much for repeating the call. I appreciate that. About a 5 and 5 located in Long Island, New York. Thank you so much for the call. My name is Peter, Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo. Your name and location, any comments you'd like to make. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, call sign is Alpha India 9 November. My name is Larry, and I'm located in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Talk to all the people that have to work so hard.
It's Alpha India 9 America. Let me get the call again. Give me the call one more time again, sir.
Alpha India 9 November, AI 9 November, AI 9 Nancy.
Roger, thanks so much. Appreciate that. I have your name here as Larry. Is that correct? Go ahead.
QSL is in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, and my message is they're all hard workers and they should be honored.
Larry, thank you so very much for those very kind words to those people on the front lines. They include so many different people, including the nurses, the doctors, the EMTs, the sanitation people, the people driving our mass transit systems, all of them. Larry, thank you so very, very much. 73's Larry, and thanks for making the contact. First one on board here, the special event station, Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Larry, any final comments before we let you go? Go ahead.
No, thank you very much for what you're doing. Thank you very much.
Larry, thank you very much too. 73's. Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot, listening.
Kilo November 4, Oscar Delta Papa.
Roger, Oscar Delta Papa. Roger, Kilo November 4, Oscar Delta Papa. Nice signal here, about 10 over 9. Into Long Island, New York. The name is Peter, Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo. Name, location, any comments you'd like to make, sir. Over to you.
Hey, good morning, Peter. This is Ted, Tango Echo Delta, North Florida. You're coming in a good 5-9, and thanks for running the special event.
Ted, thank you so very, very much. It's been certainly my pleasure and the pleasure of all those in the New York State counties. There's 62 of us, and we're very pleased to be able to acknowledge all those people on the front lines, all those first responders, and there's so many of them, and we'll get to them as we do our broadcast. Ted, 73s. Any final comments, Ted? Go ahead.
No, that's just have a great day. Say 73.
73 to be safe and be well, and we're getting through this very, very quickly now. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
Whiskey America 6, Yankee Zulu Fox.
Roger, Yankee Zulu Fox. Thank you so very much. Good morning to you. Whiskey Alpha 6, Yankee Zulu Fox. Good morning. Thank you so much. Welcome aboard. I'm at the controls today of the Suffolk County Station here in Long Island. My name is Peter. Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo, 45 miles east of New York City. Over to you for your name, your location, any comments you'd like to make. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, Roger. My name is Jamie Jarrett, Peter, and we are located in Lake Havasu, Arizona. Portable in Lake Havasu, Arizona. And you guys are doing a great job. Keep it up. And you have a great signal into Arizona. 73s, and appreciate your effort. Whiskey Alpha 6, Yankee Zulu Fox.
Pete, thank you so much. Thank you for the comments. We really thank you very, very much for acknowledging what we're doing. Thanks to the great South Bay Amateur Radio Club who conceived this event, their special event team. Thank you, Pete. And again, every time we make a contact with an amateur operator, it's a thank you to all those tireless workers on the front line. 73's, Pete. QRZ, special event station honoring the heroes fighting COVID-19. A lot of folks out there, you know who they are, and you like to mention them, it's my pleasure. Any stories at all on this particular pandemic, my pleasure. Peter is the name. Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot, QRZ. Station Bravo, Mike, go ahead.
Oscar Mike, and you got 5x7, 57 into Oklahoma.
Negative copy. Negative copy. A lot of QSB. Your signal's about a 5 and 5. I think your call is Kilo 5 Bravo Mike. Would you repeat your call again for me, sir? Go ahead.
Roger. Kilo 5 Bravo Mike. Kilo 5 Bravo Mike. You're 5x7, watch the QRN, Oklahoma. 5x7, Oklahoma, handle Tom, Tango Oscar Mike, from K5, Bravo, Mexico, over.
Roger, thank you, Tom, and thank you so much. I really, I'm grateful to you for repeating your call several times. Got to have you in the log. Kilo 5, Bravo, Mike. Thanks, Tom, from Oklahoma. Any comments? Your signal came up, by the way, to a 5 and 7. QSB, of course, is our enemy here. So any comments you'd like to make on those people at the front lines? Over to you, sir.
I just came up the wire that's 60 feet long and XL tuner, and you just confirmed that I'm at least shooting out. I'm running an old FT757 GS, and that's about it.
Roger, doing a good job. Thank you so much. 757 is getting through. Thanks so much, Tom, and thank you so much for your patience. QRZ, this is Kilo 2 Hero Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot saying thank you to all those on the front lines fighting COVID-19. QRZ.
King Charlie 4 Zulu Bravo Denmark.
I think it's Zulu Bravo Denmark. Correct me if I'm wrong. King Charles 4. I love that dog. King Charles 4. Zulu Bravo Denmark. Do I have that right, sir?
Yes, sir. Good morning from Pikeville, Kentucky. My name is Robbie, Romeo Oscar Bravo Bravo Yankee. We just wanted to check in and say good morning to you. You're a good solid 10 over into Eastern Kentucky, over.
Roger, thank you so much for the report from Eastern Kentucky. You're about 10 over here, maybe a little bit more, Robbie, in Long Island, New York. We are thanking all the first-line responders, initially from New York State, then the rest of the country and the rest of the world, Robbie. Thanks so much. You got a really fine signal from Pineville, Kentucky. Any final comments you'd like to make, sir? Go ahead.
Just wanted to say my daughter works in the ICU unit here in the local hospital as a registered nurse, and it's tough here, too.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Robbie. I'd like to have, Robbie, thank you so much. Would you please give me the first name of your daughter, the ICU nurse? Go ahead.
Okay, my daughter's name's Whitney.
Roger. Whitney, we'd like to shout out to you. We know how difficult it is, how trying it is. Robbie, I'll tell you what, you should be very proud. I know you are of your daughter because it's very tough. I spoke last night to my cousin who was in an ICU unit as well, ICU pediatric unit. Very proud of her, and she said, I said, how you doing? And she says, I have my ups and downs. She says the medical people are overwhelmed these days, and it's impossible not to stress out. Impossible not to stress out. I said, what do you do to help relieve the pressure to get back again? She says, I like to hang out with a few of my friends in the evening. Of course, we recommend all the separations that are necessary, but that helps me. Robbie, thanks a lot, and thank you so much. Please shout out to your daughter. So proud of her. QRZ, this is what this is about, saying thank you, and I love when we have shout-outs directly from people that are on the amateur radio bands. QRZ, my name is Peter, Pop Echo Tango Echo Rodeo. I think you know what we're doing. We're going to be here till the 31st. Come heck or high water, Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot listening.
Whiskey 4, Sugar, Foxtrot.
Big signal. Thank you, sir. Whiskey 4, Sugar, Foxtrot. Gee, I should be on the bands a little bit earlier here because I usually get on at 2 or 3. Clearly, we have some good propagation this morning. Thank you, sir. Your name, your location, any comments you'd like to make. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, roger that. I've got you at a 5.9 plus 15 here in Tennessee, just outside of Knoxville. And my name is Stan, Sierra Tango Alpha November. And I'd just like to say thank you for all those frontline workers. It's a mess out there, and they definitely need to be appreciated. Anyway, I'll let it back to you.
Thank you, Stan. Whiskey 4 Sierra Foxtrot. Stan, you're absolutely right. You know, we may think that our thank yous are don't have much weight to them, or really are just an exercise that we're doing that might not have the impact. However, it does. I received a number of emails from nurses who listen to our broadcast. Some of them are amateur radio operators, and 2 of them said, to relax, I get home, I listen to the broadcast. I'm streaming on Twitch TV, TWITCH, and that's how they're picking it up through the broadcast that we're doing. And every time someone says thank you to one of those nurses, doctors, EMTs, people that are postal people at supermarkets, they're listening to the broadcast in many cases, and they really appreciate that. Thank you, Stan, so very, very much. We appreciate that, and can't thank you enough for taking the time. Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot, special event station honoring, is listening.
Whiskey 0, India Whiskey.
Roger, thank you, sir. Whiskey 0, India Whiskey. Nice big signal. Your name and your location. Any comments you'd like to make, sir? Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning. Name is Joe. QTH is near Waterloo, Iowa. And I wanted to say thank you for providing good, wholesome information. And I'm scarce to say entertainment, but it is, by golly. When this time of day, or any time of day, there's hardly anything you can watch without junk in it. Finally, some good info getting out to people, and so appreciate all that. And I appreciate all the people who, you know, when we're stuck in our homes and we're thinking, oh, boy, this is terrible. These guys are out there helping all of us and taking one for the team. And by golly, you know, that's really what a hero is.
Wow, Joe. I couldn't have put those words together any better, and I could have thought about it for hours and hours. Joe, very, very good. Thank you so very much. Yes, good information. Yes, this is reality radio. This is live. We're raw. We're talking about our emotions, our feelings, how we feel. Us as amateur radio operators, the anxiety we have, the concerns we have. Our daughters, our mothers, our sisters, our brothers out there on the front lines. We're worried about them, and we want to discuss that. And we want to pass those words along. But also, we want to pass encouraging words that the states are opening up. And yes, some of the states we may feel are opening up too soon, but I feel that if those folks that are compromised take good care of themselves among us, we will do fine. Because 95% of the population wants to get the economy going. Those poor 5% that are not doing well or have compromised conditions, as long as they hang back, take care, we'll be just fine. The devastation of the economy, it's been too long and too far, and we want to get going, and certainly it sounds like we're moving in that direction, Joe. Thanks so very, very much. The most important thing for all of us to do every single day, if we have an opportunity to talk with someone, there's a doctor, a nurse, someone, an EMT, a postman, a fireman, please do that. Last night I spoke to my cousin, who's a pediatric ICU nurse. We spoke for about an hour, and clearly you can see the anxiety in her voice, but it was really good talking with her and letting her just share her feelings, and I think that overall is a good thing. Communication is the key to good health. It really, really is. 73's Joe. Thanks a lot. Any final comments? Over to you, sir. W0IW, Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Over to you, Joe, for any final comments. Thank you for your good words. We really appreciate that.
Well, you know, we're learning more every day, and as a society, we're learning more how to take better care of ourselves. You know, and you're right. Communications is the key, is the foundation to everything. And without that good communications in a relationship, in a business, in life, doesn't matter what you're doing, you have nothing. So, God bless you and the Patriots.
God bless. WWG1 at WGA. W0IW clear. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Joe. Very nice words. That's what this is all about. This is QSO style special event station, and we encourage folks not only here on amateur radio, but those folks on our Twitch stream. Any comments you'd like to make, please do it. Let me say this. There are some stations. Yesterday, I spoke to a gentleman, a K3, via the chat line. He said, I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm having trouble getting through to you. I don't know if you're listening right now. Conditions are really pretty good. So if you'd like to try, give me your call out there. You might not get through the pileup, but I can see your call on the chat window on Twitch TV. And amateur operators, if you'd like to follow, my home call is Whiskey 2 Juliet Victor, Whiskey 2 Juliet Victor, and you can follow that. Go to Twitch TV, put my call in, and you could follow the broadcast on Twitch TV and the stream that we're doing. I think you'll find it pretty neat. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform, Foxtrot listening.
Whiskey America.
Norway 9, Sugar Delta Mobile.
There's a Whiskey America. Go ahead.
Yeah, Whiskey America 0, Yankee Charlie Tango. How copy?
I copy just fine, sir. Whiskey Alpha 0, Yankee Charlie Tango. I copy fine. 10 over 9. Thank you so much for joining us, saying hello, and thank you to all those first-line responders. Your name, your location, any comments you'd like to make on what we've been discussing. Over to you, sir.
Yes, name here is Wes. It's Whiskey Echo Sierra. Location is southern Minnesota. And just shout out and kudos to the ICU nurses and all the front line that have had a lot to contend with. But we need to remember that we will recover. Over.
Very good words, Wes. We will recover. We're America. We are America. We've gone through many, many trials and tribulations in our young history. Looking back, there were some situations that we thought we wouldn't recover from, but we did. We'll figure it out, and we're getting closer to a successful vaccine, very close to one, and we have a number of drug companies that are really getting close. So we're really feeling positive that we will overcome. Don't ever bet against America. That's going to be a losing bet. Thanks so much, Wes. Take care. Be well, Wes, and thanks for saying thank you to those frontline responders. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. I say it slowly. Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. My name is Peter, Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo. QRZ.
This is Kilo November 4, Victor Hotel Foxtrot.
Norway 9, Sugar Delta Mobile.
Roger. The Norway 9 Mobile, stand by. Thank you so much. Got a good signal here, mobiling. Hold your location. Sounds good. The station, Kilo November 4, Victor Hotel Foxtrot. Your name, location, and any comments you'd like to make. Go ahead.
Okay, QSL, Peter. Good morning. Thank you for the job you're doing. I'm in Melbourne, Florida. And my name is Osvaldo, O-S-V-A-L-D-O. QSL?
QSL, Osvaldo. Very good. A little bit of QSB, but solidly in there. Osvaldo, thank you. By making contact with the special event station, you're doing so much good for those folks that are hearing us now live, perhaps, that have the opportunity to have amateur radio equipment, or perhaps people watching the stream. And thank you so very much, Osvaldo, for making the contact. 73s to you, sir, and have a good day. And again, everyone can contact us as often as you like. If anyone would like to spot me, I'm at 14.250.500. Anybody would like to spot me, I'd appreciate that very much. Thank you. 73s, Osvaldo. Be well. Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. This is Peter at the controls, Long Island, New York, 45 miles east of a quiet New York City. QRZ.
Norway 9, Sugar Delta Mobile.
Alpha.
Roger, I remember that. Norway 9 Sugar Delta. Almost forgot you. Thank you. Norway 9 Sugar Delta Mobile. Real big signal. Let me know your name, location, and any comments you'd like to make. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, hi, Peter. Name here is Scott. I'm mobile here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, downtown Milwaukee. And nice to hear you on here. I think my wife and I may have spoken with you last weekend when you were on the air again. And some things have happened since then, of course. We've got a couple of candidates for some viable vaccines, which I think, given the short amount of time that we've had here, really shows the ingenuity and the dedication of people who want to make life better for people in this country and around the world. So I just want to express my gratitude to those people here today and turn it back to you, Peter. This is M9SD Mobile.
Very good point, Scott. And yes, I do recall on the 16th of May, seems like a while ago, at 1804 UTC. Yes, I had the pleasure of speaking to you and your wife. I think you were outside doing some antenna work. So thanks a lot, Scott. And yes, very, very well said, very aptly said that we are putting all our energies around the world. There's a company in England that's really coming very close to getting through trials. And there are 2 other companies as well that are really coming up with therapies and vaccines. And certainly we can't forget also the antibodies that we're collecting. The more antibodies that we can collect from people that tested positive, the better it'll make for those that we can certainly try to get back to health. So you bet. Our minds are, all these scientists are phenomenal. They're doing a great job. It's not political. It's strictly science. And we can't wait for that to happen. And it's very encouraging. Thank you, Scott. 73s to you. And look forward to speaking with you as often as you like. Thanks so much. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot listening.
Charlie, portable 4.
The Charlie Station Portable 4, please. Go ahead.
Yeah, call sign is Whiskey 7, Alpha Zulu Charlie, and I'm over here in Oak Grove, Kentucky.
Roger. Okay, very well done to be in Oak Grove, Kentucky. You're portable, so that is good. You've got a really strong signal. Thank you. Give me your name, and also if you can give me any comments at all on what we've been discussing. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, QSL, the name here is Sean, Sierra Hotel Alpha Whiskey November, and I just want to thank everybody that's doing their effort out here, and I myself, over-road driver, and currently broke down, so I got some HF time, but appreciate what everybody's doing, and I appreciate you doing this. I know it means a lot to a lot of people.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you very much. Swallowed wrong, but I'll be okay. Yeah, I hope you get fixed quickly. I see on your QRZ page, excuse me, I have a picture of your truck right now, and a nice-looking picture. Stand by, QRX stations, QRX.
I appreciate it, and we'll get you be listening here for a while.
Let me get my mic on. Thanks for taking the time to say hello, Sean. I really appreciate it, and we really do thank you for the time. 783s and be well. Any comments you'd like to make, really, on anybody that you'd like to shout out to, or in general talk about those first responders? Go ahead.
I just want to thank everybody, and appreciate all the effort everybody's putting in. Whiskey 7, Alpha Zulu Charlie. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean, very, very much. Whiskey 7, Alpha Zulu Charlie. 73, Sean, be well, be safe, and hope you can get back on the road with your important goods for sure. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hotel, choking a little bit, but still kicking. Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot listening.
Kilo 4 Bravo Tango.
Roger, I think I have a Kilo 4 Bravo Tango Alpha. Go ahead.
Yes, this is Kilo 4 Bravo Tango Alpha, Lewis in Marietta, Georgia. Over.
Lewis, thank you so very much for Marietta, Georgia. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm looking at your QRZ page. I'm guessing it looks like a picture of you perhaps in Vietnam. Let me know about that and any comments you have to make. Go ahead.
Yeah, KSL, that is me in Vietnam. It's M60 machine gun. I'd like to say God bless this country, God bless our troops, God bless everyone that is a first responder. My granddaughter is currently serving in Kenya. She changed her career management field from a police MP into the nursing field via this corona issue. So she made a change in her career field, and she wants to make a difference. Over.
That is wonderful. Very nice to hear. And also, thank you for your service. We look forward to Monday celebrating all those who have fallen and giving us the freedoms that we take for granted so much every single day. Lewis, could you give me a shout-out to your granddaughter's name? Go ahead.
Yeah, QSL, my granddaughter's name is Ashley. Over.
Is that Ashley? Is that Ashley, Lewis? Go ahead.
QSL.
Thank you so much, Lewis. Ashley, we'd like to shout out to you. We know you may be not listening, but you're certainly on the stream. and we want to have this preserved for you and everyone at all that's out there and doing such a fine job in the nursing careers. Thank you so much, Louis. Any final comments that you'd like to make? Go ahead.
Negative, sir. God bless and take care.
Thank you so much, and we'll certainly be looking forward to speaking with all the veterans and all those who have lost folks on Memorial Day. Very sacred, special holiday. QRZ, my name is Peter, Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo, on 20 meters, thanking, honoring, bowing to the heroes fighting COVID-19. Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
9 Alpha Papa.
The Alpha Papa station, go ahead.
Yes, Kilo Golf 9 Alpha Papa. Name is Tony in Illinois. You're 59 plus 20. Back to you, Peter.
Tony, thank you. Very good morning to you from Illinois. Thanks so much. I appreciate that. Nice signal, about 10 over 9 here, Long Island, New York. Would you please make any comments you'd like to make on what we've been discussing, Tony? Go ahead.
No comments really. Just wanted to see if we could get back there to you, Peter. So go ahead and carry on. 73 to everyone on frequency. God bless. KG9 AP.
Blessings are in order. That is for sure. As my father would say, God helps those who help themselves. So the folks that out there certainly do as much as you can for yourself. Keep a positive attitude and be patient. We're going to get through this sooner than later. Thank you so much, Tony. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero, stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
Uniform Foxtrot, this is Kilo Juliet 4, Mike, India Charlie.
Mike, India, Charlie. Kilo Juliet 4, Mike, India, Charlie. Good morning. Thank you. Name, location, any comments you have. Go ahead. Robert, thank you much. Signal's in and out, but you're in the log, and thank you so much for making contact with us. I appreciate that. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero, stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
Kilo 4, November.
I think that's Kilo 4. Is that November Echo? Go ahead.
Negative. It's Kilo 4, November, Yankee X-ray. QSL?
Thank you. I've got the rest of it. I had a couple of calls there that kind of twisted in my head. Yes, Kilo 4, November, Yankee X-ray. Thank you. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us on the special event station, thanking and honoring the heroes fighting COVID-19. Your name, your location, any comments that you would have. Over to you, sir.
Hey, I'm a Long Island native from Miller Place, New York, relocated down to Port St. Lucie, Florida. My name is Mike. It's Mike to be a Kilo Echo, frontline worker myself. I've been working a lot of long hours to do all the respiratory fit testing for the staff in my facility. My girlfriend is directly on the phone.
Roger, Mike. Thank you so very, very much. Yep, you're enjoying life, Mike. Seeing you there on your boat, with the beautiful fish. That colors are just gorgeous. And thank you so much for your service on the front lines, Mike. We tip our hats to you. We thank you and we honor you. And Miller Place is one of those areas I was looking to live in. I love that area. It's wooded. It's private. You've got a lot of property to put up antennas and such. So, yes, thank you so much. And I'm sure you're enjoying Port St. Lucie. And thanks so much for your comments. I appreciate that. I think that's, let me think now. Yeah. Dolphin. Is that give me the name of the fish that you got there in those hands of yours. Go ahead, Mike.
The slang is, they call it dolphin, but it's a mahi-mahi. Over.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was thinking dolphin, but I didn't want to say that. Mahi-mahi, what a delicious, delicious fish. And I'll tell you something. Speaking of fish, as you well know, a couple of the processors in South Carolina, the meat places, the meat factories, because people are so densely packed in there working, it has the highest incidence right now. It is a hot spot for COVID-19. And there have been too many deaths between that location, South Carolina and Iowa. Let's all consider maybe eliminating or at least lessening the amount of meat intake that we have every day. And certainly because that is an industry that we are just, there's too much demand on it, and you can see the disaster that's going on. Eat more fish. Mahi-mahi is a delicious fish, and Mike will be happy to go fishing for you if you'd like. Hi. Thanks a lot, Mike. 73s, and any final comments you'd like to make? Over to you, sir.
Thanks for doing what you're doing out there, and thanks for picking me up. Miss Long Island there. And 7-3, back to you.
Well, thank you for saying that. When I'm looking at that picture of you on the boat, It's hardly hardly something that we might say, but yeah, Long Island is a very nice place, great people, and really enjoy it. I lived in Massapequa for 19 years. I lived on the canal there, Mike, the Grand Canal in Massapequa, near All American Burgers. Everybody in the world knows where that is, and we did a lot of fishing on our Grady White 18 center console, and we just loved it. Get out of Jones Beach Inlet and did some fine fluke striper fishing, porgy, you name it, bluefish, blackfish, anyway. Great spot. 73s, have a good day, Mike. Thanks a lot. QRZ, enough of that talk about fish, but do like fish. Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot, special event station honoring those frontline workers in COVID-19. My name is Peter, Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo, QRZ.
Alpha Whiskey 4, Papa Ocean.
Big signal, Whiskey 4, Papa Ocean, about 15 over 9. Thank you so much. Your name, your location, any comments you'd like to make, sir. Over to you.
Yeah, I think it was Pete. Frank here, just outside of Lexington, Kentucky. And just wanted to acknowledge what you're standing for there. I'm an employee at the VA hospital, so know exactly where all that's coming from. Over, back to you.
Oh, yes, I understand. We have a VA hospital just a couple of miles away from us, and yep, we constantly see movement back and forth there, Frank. Frank, I got a comment. I'm not sure if I see Collins S-Line, but I've never seen such a stack of beautiful equipment there that you have in what may be like a museum. Tell me, is it Drake? It's Collins? What do you got there, Frank? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's Collins and Drake, and that's only one side of the room, not to brag, but wife said I got a problem, so I guess I do. Every now and then I'll sell something, just every now and then. But anyway, yeah, Drake and Collins. Got a 3 or 4 30L-1s and a couple of radios as well, and a Drake TR7. But yeah, Pete, Roger.
Oh, Frank, that's terrific. Yep, my wife says, too, that I have a problem as well. It's a good problem. It's a positive problem. It's a problem that certainly has very positive consequences to it for sure. And no, you're not bragging. That's beautiful. Your picture is now on Twitch TV live for those folks that are watching the stream, the hundreds to thousands, I don't know, worldwide watching. And you may get a couple of offers. They may say, hey, I'd like to offer that. And if they talk with your wife, look out. But nevertheless, that's beautiful stuff. I recall that I received my license, Frank, in 1964 as a result of going to the New York World's Fair. My parents took me there, and I sat in the Coca-Cola Pavilion, found the amateur radio studio, and saw their Collins S-Line gleaming in the sunlight. Beautiful stuff. Thanks, Frank, very much. Thank you for the tour of your beautiful Drake and Collins lines. Thanks so much. 73s, this is Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Peter at the controls, Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo. QRZ.
Alpha Kilo 4 Mike India. Alpha Kilo 4 Mike India.
Roger, thank you. Alpha Kilo 4 Mike India. Thank you so much, sir. Name, location, and any comments you'd like to make. Over to you, sir.
My name is Roger. I'm located in Melbourne, Florida. I appreciate what you guys are doing, and really, these special event stations are special to all of us. I did talk to Kilo Alpha earlier. That's the MIA special event station, and they're out there doing a nice job also. So I just want to say thank you for the special events, being a Vietnam vet. I understand these things, and really do appreciate what good work all the doctors and nurses are doing out there in the healthcare industry. So back to you, Peter. This is Alpha Kilo 4 Mike India.
Thank you, Roger. Alpha Kilo 4 Mike India, Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. First of all, and most importantly, thank you for your service in Vietnam. Thank you so very, very much for what you've done. Certainly, we're going to be celebrating, not celebrating so much as honoring all those that have given their lives in all the wars. Vietnam was also particularly devastating, and we are going to make sure that we honor them to the fullest extent. And thank you so very, very much for your comments about what we're doing. We appreciate that. And yes, I heard the other special event station, and really happy to hear them on the air and really, really busy. Roger, thank you so much. Be well again. Thank you so much for your valuable service to keep our country free and to keep our country absolutely the land of the free. QRZ, Who is this? Peter. Call sign Kilo 2 Hotel / Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. QRZ.
Whiskey Alpha 4, Victor Hotel Echo.
Roger, thank you. Whiskey Alpha 4, Victor Hotel Echo. Big signal. Thank you so much. About 10 over, your name, your location, any comments you'd like to make. Over to you, sir.
Okay, Peter, the name here is Gus, Golf Uniform Sierra, Atlanta, Georgia. You have a great signal. We're putting, about 600, 500 to 600 watts out right now. I'm a Vietnam veteran, served in 1970, 71. And I have a son in Charlotte, North Carolina, who I'd like to honor. He is an emergency room physician. He's out there on the front line. So honor him. His name is Steve. Back to you, Peter. The K2 Heroes special events. This is WA4, Victor Hotel Echo.
Fantastic, Gus. First of all, thank you for your service in Vietnam. That's 2 Vietnam vets that we've spoken to. That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Gus. Appreciate that. And yes, hats off to Steve, emergency room, basically physician. That is a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of dedication, a lot of talent, and I'm sure you are very, very proud of Steve. That is wonderful service he's doing, and he's one of our heroes on the front line. So it's nice to be able to talk to a dad of someone who is a hero. And the reason why we're here and the reason why we're putting so much effort in throughout New York State, thanking all those heroes. Thank you so very, very much, Gus. I really do appreciate that from Atlanta. Really, thanks so much. Any final comments you'd like to make, Gus? Go ahead.
No, just thank you for putting this out, Peter, to everybody, because there really are heroes. 73 to you and everybody else listening. This is WA4, VAG, Atlanta, Georgia. Clear.
Thank you so much, Gus. Yes, this has evolved, has mutated in a positive way. Both us and the amateur radio community, as a service, is what we do. We are thanking the heroes on the front lines, but at the same time, we're discussing our feelings, and I think that's a win-win all around. Thanks, Gus. 73s. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hotel, or Heroes, / Sierra Uniform Foxtrot, special event station honoring the folks that are on the front lines like Steve. QRZ.
Kilo Golf 8 Hotel Foxtrot.
Kilo Golf 8 Hotel Foxtrot. Kilo Golf 8 Hotel Foxtrot. Nice signal here, about 10 over 9. Long Island, New York. The name is Peter. Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo. Your name, your location, any comments you'd like to make. Over to you, sir.
Okay, Peter. I don't have really too much to say. Just like to thank you for the wonderful job that you're doing yourself as a community paper, and you're doing really good honors with it. Name is Larry, Lima Alpha Romeo, Romeo Yankee, and the QTH is in Ohio, Oscar Hotel, India, Oscar.
Thank you, Larry. Thanks so much for your very, very kind comments. And we really, we do very much are grateful to have the opportunity to have this special call. We'll call it our team leader, Lou, November Oscar 2 Charlie. He contacted the ARRL and said, we'd like to do a special call honoring the heroes fighting COVID-19. We'd like to use the call sign of K2H. And he said kind of meekly, you think I could have the call for maybe a week or so? Well, the ARRL representative, the ARRL, American Radio Relay League representative, say, what are you talking about? We want to give it to you for the entire month. It's a phenomenal thing you're doing. So thank you, Lou. November Oscar 2 Charlie. Thank you, the ARRL, the resource, complete resource for amateur radio. We really appreciate that. Larry, tell me a little history about the train that you have on your QRZ page. Go ahead.
Oh, just a big fan of trains. Like riding them and stuff. I've never worked on them, but just always have liked them.
Fantastic looking train. It really is. Painted in the OD colors. Really great. And I like the way you superimpose your picture over it. Thanks, Larry. 73s. Thanks so much for taking the time and saying thank you to the heroes fighting COVID-19. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, / Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
This is KE0CH.
The Papa Hotel station, come on in. I think it's a K0 station. Okay, I'm not catching that. It got the wrong calls. QRZ, this is Kilo 2 Heroes, / Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
Kilo Juliet 9 Mike.
Charlie Hotel.
Roger, Charlie Hotel standby. Please, the Kilo Juliet 9 Mike, big signal, thank you. Name, location, any comments you have. Over to you, sir.
Okay. Well, first of all, I want to thank you guys for doing this. Name is Joe Juliet Oscar Echo, located in Carmel, Indiana, and my daughter is a emergency room nurse, believe it or not, in Staten Island, New York. She's going to be there another 10 weeks, and so she's on the front line. And I want to say thanks to her. I'm so proud of her and for all of her constituents. Everyone serving in the medical field, particularly in the hot spots, but actually everywhere across the country. And especially you for doing this great service at a time when it's really needed. So, back to you, K2H from Kilo Juliet 9 Mike.
Well, thank you so much. I'm humbled. I mean, basically, I'm just, I guess, just a cheerleader here. But, Joe, when you talk about your daughter in Staten Island, so I'm assuming, correct me if I'm wrong, that she volunteered her time from Indiana to come to Staten Island. She's not a resident of New York, but coming in to do her service. I'm assuming that is correct. And also, I'd like to have her first name, if I can give a shout-out to her. Over to you, Joe.
Sure. Her name is Andrea, Andrea, and actually she lives in Virginia. And, but of course, we stay in touch all the time. And, yes, she did volunteer, and it's just, I'm just tickled pink and proud of her for doing that. And I appreciate you give it a shout out for her too. But yeah, it's just a wonderful thing everybody's doing, and like we all say, we're all going to get through this together. Thanks so much, in large part to not only the medical team, but the first responders, the fire, police people that are out there working every day in contact with. They don't know who's got it or who doesn't. So God bless each and every one of them, and again, God bless you guys for doing this. K2H from KJ9M.
Fantastic. So well said. So eloquently said, Joe. You bet. We have become conditioned and perhaps somewhat we'll say blind to all the work the nurses, the doctors, the EMTs have been doing. If we're fortunate enough not to be admitted to a hospital, we certainly have a feeling of it. But those folks that have gone in and recovered through the help and all the services that the nurses, the doctors, the EMTs give, it's phenomenal. Let me say, Andrea, there are levels of heroes, I guess. And I'll tell you, I'm going to put you right at the top of the list, Andrea. Living in Virginia, coming to Staten Island, New York, and that's certainly one of the hot spots. It's getting a lot better now, for sure. People are being a little bit better with protection and staying at distances, doing all the right things. But, Andrea, you are a phenomenal hero for us, and because of you, we have the energy, all of us here in New York State, all 62 counties, to continue to prevail and want to hear about those folks in the front line. So I can't thank you enough, Andrea, for what you're doing. We're broadcasting this throughout the world on our Twitch TV stream with my home call, Joe, Whiskey 2, Juliet Victor. And we're shouting out to Andrea at about the 47-minute mark on our stream. Thank you, Andrea. You are just a phenomenal human being, and that's why America is so great. Yeah, we always have a couple of bad seeds, but people like Andrea, that's what makes the difference and what keeps us going. Thanks a lot, Joe. Back to you for any final comments.
Well, thank you, and I do appreciate that. And I will make a copy of that and make sure she gets it. God bless you guys. Take care, and God bless everybody on the front line. 73s from KJ9M.
Roger, thank you so much. Yep, you bet. I can dedicate this broadcast to Andrea right now. At least the first hour of this broadcast. Andrea, you are our special, special hero. And thank you. And I really do hope that you're going to receive all the thank yous that you deserve for the phenomenal work you're doing. Thank you so much, Andrea. And thank you, Joe, for giving us an opportunity to shout out to her. We're so proud of her. Kilo 2 Heroes here at the station. Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot listening.
Kilo Charlie 7, Whiskey Foxtrot Delta.
Whiskey Foxtrot Delta, thank you. Kilo Charlie 7, Whiskey Foxtrot Delta. Good morning. Oh, good afternoon. 12:28 Eastern Time. losing track of time here in Long Island, New York. Your name, your location, any comments you'd like to make. Over to you, sir.
The handle is Tracy, Tango Romeo Alpha Charlie Yankee, and the state is Washington State. And the comment I'd like to make is thank you again, like so many have said, for doing this. This is a great thing you're doing to remember our heroes and stuff. But I'd also like to give a shout out to the people that are keeping our infrastructure working, that make it possible for these other heroes to do their jobs. We have cell tower technicians and internet technicians and stuff that are keeping the infrastructure up and working so that others can actually make the calls and get the information, and also too to do the stream. So I'd like to give a big shout out to those folks as well.
Absolutely, Tracy, without a doubt. And thank you for calling again. Our pleasure. We spoke on the 11th. Yes, we often forget those. We'll call it those silent workers. They're so vital to keeping us all going, and those are the infrastructure: the cell tower technicians, the internet people, the people keeping our phones going. Without those folks, we'd be in a heap of trouble. And clearly, the communications between the hospitals, the nursing homes, would certainly be a big issue. So thanks a lot, Tracy, for certainly putting a spotlight on all those folks. Do you have any particular names at all that you know personally that we could shout out to, Tracy? Go ahead.
I do have several friends out there. I could go on all day long, but even the ones that I don't know, I want to shout out to all of them. And the other thing too is I have friends and stuff that also too I want to say too is serve the military alongside me, and several other guys that I know that have given their lives. I want to give a special shout out to the people, the heroes that have given us this country to live in and do the things that we do, and to have the freedoms we have. But there's so many names I could go on, but I do appreciate your time, sir. And I know there's a bunch of other people that want to get in here and give shouts too. Thanks again for doing this, and God bless you and everybody that's chiming in. Have a good one. Enjoy the day, and God bless America. KC7WC
73. Yes, Tracy. All those people join the list of heroes, of people that really have, in fact, made us the country that we are. Are we perfect? No. We're not a perfect country. We never will be perfect, but we are certainly every single day working towards getting better and better. And with people like those people, those veterans on the front lines working the cell towers, they are also people that we are honoring here throughout this special event, not to forget them. Thanks a lot, Tracy. I really appreciate that, and a salute to all those folks, 73s. Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. We're here at the controls. The name is Peter, Pop Echo, Tango Echo Romeo, 45 miles from New York City, hopefully getting back to life sooner than later. QRZ. QRZ, Special Event Station, Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot, honoring the heroes fighting COVID-19. QRZ.
Kilo Mike 4, Lima Oscar Zulu.
Roger, thank you very much. Kilo Mike 4, Lima Oscar Zulu. I believe there was a Fox Tango there. I'll get you in a moment. Thank you. Good, very good afternoon to you. Nice signal about 10 over 9 here to Long Island, New York. Your name, your location, any comments you'd like to make. Over to you.
Thanks for having me. The name is William. I'm currently on Fort Knox, Kentucky, and I just need to confirm your call, and I'm going to go ahead and give you a signal report of 5 and 9 here to Fort Knox, Kentucky. Over.
Roger, William. Thank you. The call is Kilo 2 Hotel, and then it's Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot, representing Suffolk County, Long Island, New York. Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. QSL?
QSL, Roger.
William, you're in Fort Knox, Kentucky. Are you in the military, William? Go ahead. Yeah, I think I lost William to QSB. Let's try again. Kilo Mike 4, Lima Oscar Zulu. This is Kilo 2 Hotel. Are you there?
Roger. Go ahead.
Yes. Are you in the military in Fort Knox, William? Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I'm with 4th Cavalry Brigade over here at Fort Knox, and I've been here for about a year. So, yep.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your service in the military, in the Fort Cavalry Brigade. Thank you so much for taking the time to make contact with you, and thank you a million for your service, and we certainly will be celebrating all those folks that fell in all the wars, and thank you so much. I'm certainly glad our country is a lot safer. William 73s, thanks for making contact with us. Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot listening.
November 9 Whiskey Fox Tango, November 9 Whiskey Fox Tango.
Roger, thank you. I believe I have a November 9 Whiskey Fox Tango, November 9 Whiskey Fox Tango. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Peter, this is Dan, Delta Alpha November, and I'm in El Paso, Illinois, the birthplace of Bishop Fulton J. Sheen. You acknowledged that during the last...
frequency in use?
The frequency in use, special event station, Kilo 2 Heroes. Thank you.
To remember my father and others. My father did not die in battle, but he was one of the veterans whose name appeared in the newspaper as we are remembering your town at the El Paso Journal. Sir, I just want to heroes. And I sincerely mean that I do appreciate them. I do appreciate that they are essential. They are every bit as essential as a medic on a battlefield. I don't know even what more that I can say, but if anyone is listening to me on the radio here or on your feed, I will mean that I think you are essential. Just as much as we salute those that have gone before and given us our freedom. Here, I want to salute your military service and the military service of the last two stations as they came in. And the gentleman that acknowledged all of our infrastructure providers. They are absolutely essential as our, K2H heroes. They really, really do hold our infrastructure together. Peter, I know that there's QSB on the band. I want to get out. This is number 6 for me. I don't want to wear out my welcome, but I did want to get in there, sir. And I want to wish you the very best of Memorial Day, as those that have gone before, they are surely not forgotten. Special event station, Kilo 2 Heroes Stroke.
Kilo Delta 9, November Mike Bravo.
Roger, thank you, Dan. Kilo Delta 9, stand by. Yeah, you're probably not hearing. Yes, Dan, a lot of QSB this time on your signal. I heard most of it. You certainly were giving a salute to all those veterans that we've spoken with so far. You then again repeated everything that we've been talking about regarding the frontline workers, and we do appreciate that. And no, you'll never wear out your welcome. Never, ever. Thank you so much, Dan. Hopefully we'll be able to talk when the band conditions are a little bit better. But thanks a lot for calling us. We appreciate that. 73s, Dan. Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Listening.
Whiskey Bravo 4.
Roger. The thanks stations will get you. Whiskey Bravo 4 first. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Whiskey Bravo 4 Tango Charlie. I'm in Lexington, South Carolina. Prior Navy, 77 to 85. And thank you all for what you do. I appreciate that.
Roger, Todd. Congratulations. Thanks for your service. 77 to 85 Navy. My brother-in-law Paul served in the Navy and really learned a lot, and certainly the service was greatly appreciated. And we do that as well for you. And Monday we'll be certainly talking a lot about those service people that allowing us to do what we do. Thanks a lot, Todd. Any comments you'd like to make at all on what we've been talking about, our heroes on the front lines, those first responders? Over to you, Todd.
There's really nothing that can be said that hasn't been said. They're just plain glorious, and we're so blessed to have them. I'm still carrying on with the government. I'm an employee with the Federal Aviation Administration. So I'm still carrying on out there and doing my technical duties when I can, and not getting to work as much as I used to, but at least getting a chance to help out. We've got the infrastructure as far as the National Airspace System. That is up and running 100%. So shout out to everybody with air traffic that's working that. WB4TC.
That's a Roger. You bet. Have some friends of mine that are that need to keep their certification up and need to certainly exercise their planes as well. And my goodness, those air traffic controllers, they're just phenomenal people. But thank you so much also for your continued service with the FAA. Fantastic, Todd. Thanks so much. Your words resonate so positively. And thank you, listeners on the Twitch TV line. Any comments you'd like to make, please share them with me. I'd love to read them out. If anyone would like to continue to follow, our pleasure. And also, if anyone is having difficulty making contact with the special event station, let me know through the chat line. I'll be sure to try to help. QRZ, thanks, Todd. QRZ, this is Kilo 2 Heroes / Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
Kilo 0, Mike Alpha November.
Roger, thank you. Kilo 0, Mike Alpha November. Nice signal, 10 over 9, and today 10 over 9 is phenomenal. Your name, your location, any comments you'd like to make. Go ahead, sir.
Handler is Jim Juliet Alpha Indian Mike. And QTH is Bloomington, Minnesota. And you're 10 over S9 as well. Very nice signal. I just wanted to call you and thank you for everything you do.
Well, thank you so much, Jim, and we certainly would like to thank all those heroes on the front line, those front responders, nurses, doctors, EMTs, all the way down to, and they all count, they're all up there, the postal workers, the people that drive the transit system, the people that are on the buses, that are driving the buses, the people picking up our sanitation, all those people we recognize. The people in the supermarkets, those poor young people that have to wear the N19 masks, and they are hot. Those masks are not comfortable to wear, as we all know, that are using them. But can you imagine them? They're on for an entire shift. They're not used to it the way the doctors and nurses are. So our hats off and really appreciate what they do. Thanks, Jim. 73s, QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes / Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
Whiskey Bravo 2, Sierra Mike Echo.
Roger, thank you. Yeah, that's a big signal. I guess I can give you with the 15 over 9 because you're local. Whiskey Bravo 2, Sierra Mike Echo. Thank you so much. Your name, I think you're in Farmingdale. Any comments you'd like to make, sir? Over to you.
No, not really. Thank God I give everybody the best, and I am a first responder in Farmingdale, so I know what we're all going through, and God bless everybody else that's doing it, Kyoto.
Roger. I have your name is Ernest. Is it Ernest or Ernie? Tell me so I could have it right in the logbook. Overhead.
You can call me Ernie.
Thank you, Ernie. It is so it is appreciated. And as a first responder, what is it? What line of business are you in, Ernie? Go ahead.
Fire department, rescue and fire police.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Rescue Fire Police. Guys have been busy. We thank you so much for all the help you've done. I'm formerly from Massapequa, now in Northport. Thank you for your service, Ernie. Thanks for stopping by and really saying thank you to all those first-line responders, and you're one of them, and we thank you. Our hats are off to you. Thanks so much for your tireless service. 73s, Ernie, any final comments you'd like to make? Go ahead.
Nope, 73s. I appreciate you picking me up, and God bless everyone.
God bless everyone is right. We all need the blessings, that's for sure. And I think we can't do it without certainly the powers above. 73s, Ernie. Whiskey, this is Kilo 2 Heroes / Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. My name is Peter, Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo, and as you probably know, located in Long Island, New York, one of the 62 counties. This is Suffolk, Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. QRZ.
Whiskey 4, Sugar Yankee Victor.
Whiskey 4, Sugar Yankee Victor. Thank you. Big signal, about 10, 12 over 9. Your name, your location, any comments you'd like to make on what we've been discussing. Over to you.
All right, thank you, Peter. This is Whiskey 4, Sugar Yankee Victor. The name here is Rich. Romeo, Italy, Charlie, Hotel, RICH. And I'm located at St. Augustine, Florida. And I overheard you say that you're in Northport. Is that right? Northport, Long Island? I'm just curious about that. I have a brother that lives there in Northport. And... let's see. I was in the Navy from way back in the 60s, from 1964 to 1968. I was stationed aboard a DLG, a destroyer out of Jacksonville, Florida here, at the Naval Station at Mayport. And we did a Westpac cruise over to the Vietnam area back there in 1967. We were on station there for about 4 months. So anyway, just want to wish all the responders and first-line people, I appreciate what they're doing, and I think they're doing a good job. So anyway, back to you, Peter, and let me know if you're in Northport or whereabouts in Suffolk County you're located. This is W4 Sugar Yankee Victor.
Thank you, Rich. Thank you so very much. Well, firstly and most importantly, thank you for your service in the United States Navy, 64 to 68, on a DLG from out of Jacksonville, and spending time in the Republic of Vietnam. Thanks for your service, and we can't thank you enough for all the work that these service people have done to keep us free and to allow us to do what we're doing. Thanks so much. My location actually is in Fort Salonga, which is just a little bit west of Northport. Pretty sure you probably know where we are, our location. What I love about this area is wooded, and it's got some altitude. Rich, go ahead.
Oh, very good. Well, I'm not that familiar with Long Island. My brother lives, like I say, my brother lives in Northport, and you mentioned Northport. Maybe that's where you live, or where your home QTH is located. Kind of wondering, Peter, what your home call is, over.
My pleasure. Yeah, I don't give it out to enough. It's Whiskey 2 Juliet Victor. That's Whiskey 2 Japan Victoria. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, very good. Whiskey 2 Japan Victoria. All right, very good. So, anyway, how's your weather up there? You getting rain there? My brother in New Jersey, central New Jersey or South Jersey, is getting rain, over.
Roger, yeah. Right now, our radar, I have a 24/7 weather station that also is broadcast around the world. And right now, it looks to me like a lot of the rain is going west of us. We are, and I'll tell you, what a difference between southern Jersey, Delaware, and as you move up north here to Long Island, most of that weather, because of the marine layer, Rich, that weather goes west of us. And I got to tell you, that's one of the positives of living here with both marine layers, Long Island Sound as well as the Atlantic Ocean. Those temperatures from the ocean really keep some of those serious storms and weather away. So, no, we'll be expecting rain later on as the winds perhaps begin to subside. But right now, yeah, that rain is moving off to the west, Rich. Go ahead.
Okay, very good. All right, well, won't hold you up. Let's work some more stations there. And good to work up to New York. I just had a nice contact on CW on 30 meters this morning with a fella in Brooklyn, New York, near the Verrazano Bridge. Anyway, I'm originally from Staten Island, by the way, Staten Island, New York. Been living in St. Augustine, Florida for 31 years now. Age is 77. Anyway, 73 to you, Peter. Thanks for picking me up. This is W4 Sugar Yankee Victor. Back for you for your final.
Roger, Rich. Yep, here you go. We're having a special event station and a QSO breaks out. That's perfectly all right. It really is. We're here honoring the heroes fighting COVID-19, and this is amateur radio, and we're doing as much of a balance as we can. You know, we try to make it also as entertaining as we can for people that are not familiar with amateur radio, and having a conversation like that with Rich certainly falls under that category of entertaining, that's for sure. And we do appreciate that very, very much. And clearly, I want to once again say thank you. Andrea is a registered nurse living in Virginia. And the note of this is, Rich, that she is volunteering from Virginia as a registered nurse, ICU nurse, and she came to Staten Island to do her work. Phenomenal, incredible. We are a country of heroes. We are a country of heroes. All those that serve the military and all those on the front lines, nurses, doctors, EMTs, incredible things they do. And my salute out to amateur radio operators. That's important, too, because we are a service as listed in the FCC guidelines rules, Part 97. We're a service, and when we're called, we are also there and helping out because as often is said, when everything else fails, and failures do happen, where the infrastructure does collapse, and it's been seen and shown and proven that amateur radio is there performing. Thanks a lot, Rich. 73s, be well, good health, and thanks a lot for the time. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot, special event station honoring the heroes fighting COVID-19.
November, Golf 5 Echo.
November Golf 5 Echo. Thank you. Nice signal here. Wonderful audio into Long Island, New York. Welcome again, David. I'm looking at your call here. I had the pleasure of speaking with you on Lucky 13 of May. Thanks a lot. How are things, and any other comments that you might have for us? Over to you, Dave.
Hey, Peter. I believe I was your first contact that day. And not sure if you remember, but I'm recovering from COVID and almost completely at this point. I'm hoping to test in a day or two, but I'd like to say that I really appreciate the folks out there that helped in getting me back home after we found this out. And, the folks out there that are doing all the testing and everything, they're doing a great service in keeping this thing from spreading. Peter, over.
Oh, no question about it. I think that the word of mouth, the education that we're getting, keep in mind, I was involved in Hurricane Sandy, my wife and I and family, and we were living on the water, and we were told that a storm surge was coming. And we were basically in denial. We said, that can't happen. It's never happened before, and therefore I'm sure it won't happen. Well, guess what? We had 5.5 feet of water in our home, and we're lucky that, and unfortunately, we stayed through the event. We had a second floor, so that helped. But I say the denial, and that happened to us in January. Yes, many of us, the scientists, the politicians, knew about this coming to our shores. But it was the first time something like this ever happened. Was there denial? Yes, there was. But unfortunately, we caught up and we're getting ahead of it. But nevertheless, it sometimes takes time to get involved with something that we've never done before. David, it's wonderful to hear that you're recovering. Yes, I recall recovering from COVID. It's great you're feeling well. Did you spend time in the hospital, David? Go ahead.
No, Peter, not at all. This has been a mild case, and all the more important for the testing. I probably would have been around, had it not been for the test, around spreading this everywhere unknowingly, but found out very early, luckily, and I've been able to quarantine. And I'm lucky enough to have a guest house behind my home, so I'm able to isolate myself from my family until we're sure I'm over this. I also have a daughter that's a ICU nurse and a son that's a physician's assistant, and just wanted to recognize them, and they've been out there on the front line as well. K2H, this is November Golf 5 Echo. Good to talk to you, Peter, and I won't hold you any longer.
Well, I can't leave you now because you got me on the hook. Your daughter, ICU nurse, and the physician assistant. I need to have their first names because that's what we do here. I want to salute them. If you can give me their names, David, I'd appreciate that.
Okay. One of them's name is Brant, the physician's assistant, and the ICU nurse is my daughter, Brandy.
Wow, beautiful. So that's Brant and Brandy. Do I have that right, David?
You got it right. One letter off.
That's fantastic. That's easy. Brant and Brandy, both of you. We salute you. We're doing this event because of people like you where we can say thank you, and it's especially gratifying when we have someone that is a direct relationship to those heroes on the front line. Thanks so much, David. So glad you're recovering. Very happy to hear that. And one thing I will say, that 80, 85, maybe 90% of the cases are mild cases like David's cases, and therefore the testing is so critical. You're absolutely right. People that, if you can get tested, get tested. If you have any inkling at all that you may have been affected by someone that might have had COVID, you should, because clearly you don't want to be asymptomatic and pass it on to others. But again, that's why I urge the governor of New York to open up everything at all. Open up all the businesses. Let's get going, because those that are compromised, they can hang back and make sure they're overly protected in the general public. And as long as we keep some distancing and there's rules and regulations at these bars and restaurants, but they are very, very hard hit. And we'd like them to get back very quickly because the pain is just too much psychologically. Thanks, David. 73s. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
No
Kilo 4, Charlie Sierra.
Roger, thank you. Very nice signal. Kilo 4, Charlie Sierra. Thank you very much. I'm not sure I have it right, but let me know if you do. KK4CS. Name, location, any comments you might have. Go ahead, sir.
Roger that, KK4CS. The name is Scott, Sierra Charlie Oscar Tango Tango. And I'm in Georgia, right in the middle of the state, the open for business state. Over.
That's right. Good for you guys. Good for your governor. I know there was criticized, but we say well done. You understand that we can be responsible. We can be adults about it, Scott, and open the business, get people going again, and still not have any large spikes. And if there are people that do, and there will be people that will continue to contract the infection, but as we were speaking earlier, the people that contract it for the most part, they're mild conditions, and so far, if we have to take a chance, we can do it, and those folks certainly can survive. Thanks, Scott. Any other comments you might have? Over to you.
Yeah, Roger, Peter, just like to say a shout out to a lot of my I'm a retired postal worker, so shout out to all the postal workers around the country having to put up with this mess because they have to deal with some nasty stuff coming through. Over.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, and we don't salute them enough. So yes, for sure, big shout out to the postal workers and what they're going through and going to work every day. Their motto has been really increased by rain, slow, sleet, storms, and now COVID-19. And it's not right for them to be in a war like all the others are in this germ war. But anyway, we do salute them because they do have to handle a lot of stuff that could be very, very dangerous to them, really. And believe me, they're not washing down every piece of mail with alcohol. Thanks a lot. We really appreciate that, Scott, for recognizing that and bringing attention to that. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, hour and 15 minutes. We're going on. My name is Peter. Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo. K28 / Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
November 9, Sierra Echo Sierra.
Sierra Echo Sierra, come back with your call.
Yes, Peter, it's November 9, Sugar Echo Sugar. My name is Ayman, America Yankee Mexico, America November, and we're located in northwest Indiana. You got a 519 signal here, Peter. I've been listening on to the wire for a while, and you're still up there in the 10-plus mark. Over.
Roger, Ayman, yes. Hopefully the good people above are blessing us and keeping our signal strong and solid. Thanks, Ayman. We appreciate that from, I believe, Lake Station, Indiana. Would you like to make any comments, what we've been discussing? Over to you.
No comments. I just commend everybody that you commended. I am a first responder and a security guard at a truck stop. I'm a supervisor there, and we are doing what we have to do. And I got Kilo 2 Hotel, and then I don't have the rest. If you care to give me the rest of the call, I appreciate it, Peter.
I'm in my pleasure. Kilo 2 Hotel, yes, that's the special call. But then again, the suffix, it's Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. That's the county, Suffolk County, abbreviated to Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. QSL?
QSL, got you in the log, Peter. Thanks a lot, and I appreciate what you're doing. 73 my friend. November 9, Sugar, Echo Sugar.
Oh, thank you so much. We're very happy to have that opportunity. We hope in our small way that our thank yous, our comments, our shout-outs are resonating and getting out there, mostly through our Twitch stream, but clearly amateur radio operators, you folks, you could pass the word as well to anyone out there that you know that certainly might benefit from it, that's for sure. And anyone would like to have a certificate starting June 1st, you can go to the K2H site on the QRZ.com and download a very, very nice certificate commemorating this very special event. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, / Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
November 3, November Sierra Alpha.
Roger, there is a November 3 station. November 3, go ahead.
November 3, November Sierra Alpha.
Roger, thank you. November 3, November Sierra Alpha. Thank you. A very good afternoon to you, 12:57 Eastern Daylight Time. I think your name is John. I think you're in Fort Mill, South Carolina. And I'm looking at a beautiful hat here on the QRZ page. I love to see this. 101st Airborne, and that is Vietnam. Nice hat, very nice hat, and with 2 gorgeous medals. I think, are they bronze stars? I'm not sure with the color here. Let me know about that, John, and any comments you'd like to make. We are honored to have you on board. Thanks a lot, John. Over to you.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that very much. Yeah, it's also Memorial Day weekend, and I do have 2 Bronze Stars. I was just very blessed and very active to come back alive. But my only friend from home, who's the reason I built that page, is still 3 weeks after he got there. Just I have a little memorial to him on there if you care to just look at that 8-minute video. But I appreciate what you folks are doing as well. We just love our first response. I mean, everybody here in South Carolina is just doing a wonderful job. Back to you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you for honoring the fallen heroes, and that's what we're going to be doing in addition to our salute to the heroes fighting COVID-19. That is a wonderful thing to do, and very nice. So glad. Look at all those ribbons there. You've honored the country. You've gone above and beyond the call of duty, and that's what these heroes are doing on the front lines. You know, when we were called to Vietnam, basically we were prepared. We were trained as well as we could be trained. Our minds were in the right place, and we were ready to do battle. However, these nurses, doctors, EMTs, anyone, the postal workers, people driving the trains, they weren't prepared. They weren't trained for this. And just can you imagine? They're learning on the job how to protect themselves and how to keep themselves out of harm's way. It's a phenomenal thing they're doing, and it's impossible to say enough thank yous. Thank you so much, John. And on Memorial Day, we will do some special salutes and shout-outs. Thank you so much for making this special event station so vital. Thank you, millions and millions. Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot listening.
Alpha Bravo 5, Tango Hotel.
Roger, Tango Hotel. Alpha Bravo 5, Tango Hotel. About 10 over 9, Long Island, New York. Your name, your location, any comments you'd like to make. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, Peter. My name is Todd, Tango Oscar Delta Delta. Call is AB5TH near Baton Rouge, Louisiana, in Walker, Louisiana. And I just wanted to thank you for what you're doing. We are in phase 1 reopening here. It's nice to see the restaurants opening back up, even though they're only at 25% capacity right now. But we're definitely on the downward trend. We only had 115 new cases today, which is the lowest it's been since this all started 2 months ago. Over, back to you.
Roger, that's fine. Yep, phase 1. Personally, in my opinion, phase 1 is great. But 25% of capacity is not nearly enough for these poor folks that have suffered so much in the restaurant and health service businesses, rather the restaurants and the services businesses. I really believe that they could open up at 100%. Just keep a little more separation. Perhaps people should wear their masks for sure. But I think that that is worth the risk, and I think the risk is minimal. But I'm certainly not the politician making those decisions, but nevertheless, that's the direction that I would go in. Let's get going and let's open up the floodgates, and I think we'll be just fine. Thank you, Todd. Yep, it's great to see the number of cases going down, and certainly when these restaurants open up and these diners open up, yes, the cases will go up. That will happen, but no panic. The cases are going to go up for 2 reasons. One, it's because there'll be more exposure, and number 2, because more people are being tested, and that's a good thing. Now, basically, as I said earlier, I'm not a scientist, but from what I've read and understood, 80 to 90% of those people that do contract the virus, my sister was one of them, positive for COVID-19, those people have mild symptoms. Those people that are at risk, they certainly should be very careful, and they should be the ones that should be hanging back. Those 5%, but let's not let 95% of the population suffer for 5%, and those 5% will survive as well as long as they're careful. Those are my comments, Todd. Over to you for final comments.
All right, Peter, couldn't have said it better. I agree with you. We need to open back up at 100%. These factories need to get going, and everybody, churches, places of worship should never have been closed down in the first place, in my opinion. But like you said, I'm not a politician, so really enjoyed the QSO this afternoon. You have a great day, my friend, and happy Memorial Day. And AB5TH, back to you. Over 7-3, Peter.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that's another pet peeve, places of worship. Let's face it. You could say, well, you can do your worshiping at home or watch television. Well, people are conditioned to going to services. And once again, with a little bit of care, with a little bit of protection, it can be done. And you're absolutely right. When the president said it's an essential activity, it is. What's essential? We can't forget our mental state, and those folks that have been denied the opportunity. Certainly, they're not in a good place mentally, and we know how going to services really does basically purge the mind and put us in a new frame of mind. to be thinking more of us, less of us, and more of the powers that be. And that should never have been done. And I'm glad that that's opening, and the governors hopefully will not reject that particular notion. Thanks a lot, sir. 73's Todd. Appreciate the opportunity to talk about some very important issues. QRZ, we're honoring the heroes fighting COVID-19, and we're also fighting the opportunities to open up the United States of America. Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot, listening.
November 9,
November 9, Golf Station. Come on back, sir.
November 9, Golf Hotel Papa. The name is Mike.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you very much. Let me correct that log because sometimes QRZ doesn't give the right correction. Thank you, Mike. Give me your location and any comments you might have. Over to you, Mike.
Well, the QTH is Buffalo Grove, Illinois. I'm about 40 miles northwest of Chicago. Beautiful day here, and it's 75 degrees. People are out. I'm in the park. I live in a condo, so I just take the 7300 and throw an end fed up 40 feet on a spider beam pole and enjoy the park. Relevant to your discussion, I am a COVID survivor. I am in a high-risk category. I contracted it in March and had pneumonia, but I'm blessed that I survived. I lost a neighbor across the hall from me. She passed in 2 weeks. So, you know what? I'm a states' rights guy. I'm a little bit disappointed in people who don't take a little protection. I think we should open up, but when people just have to take a little bit more care when they're next to other people.
Mike, that is absolutely the key to this. If we can show a little bit of etiquette, a little bit of restraint, change some of our habits, and understand that these germs. You know, I spoke last night to my cousin, who is a pediatric nurse, pediatric doctor rather. Her daughter is a nurse by the name of Maddie. I said to her, I understand that these molecules can be suspended in the air for a period of time from COVID-19. Well, Mike, she said that these molecules that can be suspended in the air for 1 to 3 hours. Can you imagine 1 to 3 hours, a molecule in the air? That almost sounds like a magic trick, impossible to believe. She says when we have a positive patient that has in fact coughed or sneezed, that room has to be shut down and quarantined for 3 hours because of those molecules. Now, to your point, don't you think that if we understand that, let's wear those masks. Let's do that. It may be uncomfortable, but we could be potentially saving a life of that neighbor across the hall that you lost. So therefore, if we do that, you see, then we can prove to the politicians, the numbers will go down, and we'll be able to help our fellow people that are in the restaurant businesses and in all the other key businesses that are shut down. So let's help them out. We can help them continue to survive. So that's my comment, Mike, and I'm so glad that you survived. Here's a case, yep, you were compromised in high-risk area, but you did. And you're saying also, even though you're high risk, you're saying, yeah, let's open things up, but let's be more cautious, and everybody will live happily ever after. Thank you, Mike. Any final comments? But thanks so much. That's real valuable information you shared with our community here. Thank you.
Thank you for letting me chip in on my voice. We'll get through it. You know, I think we have a lot of people working on it. But like you said, people don't realize. I'm out walking around and people are huffing and puffing as they jog or they bike, and they don't realize that they're not symptomatic, but they could be passing the virus. I have the antibodies, but it doesn't mean that I cannot get reinfected again. So I'm going to be cautious. If it means not going to restaurants and just being a little bit more careful, I'm willing to do that. But God willing, we'll get a vaccine. And God bless all our first responders and our nurses and doctors that are in the front lines for us. Okay, I appreciate the opportunity. Could I have the call sign and a signal report, please?
Roger, yeah, you're a solid 10 over 9, Mike, 110 over 9. The audio, the 7300 never disappoints, just great audio, and the signal is holding up, no QSB whatsoever. The call here is Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. And Mike, my home call is Whiskey 2 Juliet Victor. And I can't thank you enough for sharing your story with us. This is what makes this broadcast so valuable. I really do believe we're giving information that people are not hearing on the news media. Again, not because they don't want to do it, but because they're limited in the sound bites they have to put out there. And clearly, we are able to say certainly what we want and get all that information out. So thank you so much for making this really such a positive event, Mike. Did you get the call okay? Over to you, sir.
I did. Thank you very much. Education is the key. They didn't do a good job in the beginning, but if people understand the virus and understand how it works and doesn't work, and that masks are not the be-all and end-all, be kind to your neighbors, because the life you save may not necessarily be yours. Thanks again. Appreciate it. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. N9GHP.
Thank you so much, NI9GHP. It's so nice that, isn't it wonderful? Isn't it a blessing? What you went through a war yourself, and now you're out in the park with your radio doing what you love. And that's the message to everybody. Do not, as you said, the life you save may not be your own. Do not infect someone else because of your casualness. And I think all amateur radio operators, we know better. We're out there always with the public in different events that we do, and we're out there to protect and defend. That's our job as amateur radio operators, and we're probably the last to do anything that might be considered to be a negative thing and wrong. Thanks so much. We appreciate that, Mike. And hey, call us again, please. You're certainly one of the heroes, a survivor. Thank you so much for your story. QRZ, isn't this great, guys? Isn't this fantastic? I can go on all the time. Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Who am I at the controls? I feel like I'm flying at 100,000 feet. Feeling so good about all of this. Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Name is Peter, Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo. Listening right now for anyone, anywhere.
Kilo Mike 4.
Kilo Juliet 4 Alpha.
Roger, I have a lot of nice, strong stations. How do I pick them out? I don't know. This is like Christmas. How do I pick out the presents? I don't know. Red ones, blue ones, green ones. I'll tell you, fantastic. Kilo Mike 4, you first.
Kilo Mike 4, Quebec Echo. Peter, it's nice to talk to you, and I'm glad to see that to hear that you're doing this wonderful thing today. It's good to put all of our good local heroes up on the pedestal, because that's where they deserve to be. Fortunately for me, I have been staying home, and when I do go out, it's sometimes I do the mask thing, sometimes I don't, but I keep my distance, and it's been doing the trick so far. So that's about all I've got to say about that. And you're coming in very clear here down in South Carolina, KM4QE.
Roger, thank you so much, KM4QE. Let me make sure I have your official FCC name as August. Is it different than that, sir? Go ahead.
Well, actually, August is my official name, but I go by Irwin. So I think on my QSL card I have it both ways. So I know y'all don't see that, but in any event, that's what I go by, Irwin.
Oh, thank you, Irwin. I wanted to put it in the log correctly. Thank you so very, very much. I appreciate that. Not sure. I guess you don't have a picture up on your QRZ page. Maybe you'd like to do that, because it's coming up here, and that's your choice, of course. Coming up here is a script that you first licensed as a novice with the code WD4 HPP PR, I guess. But but that's what's coming up, and your name isn't coming up on here. But anyway, the FCC database does have the official name. I wish they were able to change it so we could have the name that you want to use. But nevertheless, thanks so much, though, Irwin, for your time. Thanks for your comments. We appreciate that, and have a good, safe day. And wearing the mask, even though it's uncomfortable, think about those folks at the supermarkets that have to wear those masks for 7-8 hours and processing all that information, all that food. So that's the least we can do. But thanks a lot for everything that you're doing as well. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero, stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
Whiskey 1, November Mike Bravo.
There's a Whiskey 1 station. Go ahead.
Yes, Whiskey 1, Charlie, Golf, Mike, throw over.
Roger, Whiskey 1, Charlie, Golf, Mike. Thanks so much. Your name, location, any comments you might have. Go ahead.
Okay, well, my name is Carl, Charlie Alpha Romeo Lima. I'm located in Murphy, North Carolina, originally from New England, where I got my license. And we're in the mountains of western North Carolina. And I just want to say thank you to all those who are working to help others get well, and all of those people who do that week after week, year after year, to keep us healthy and safe. Back to you. This is Whiskey 1 Charlie Golf Mike.
Roger, thank you, Carl. Very, very solid words, very, very nice words about all those folks that are doing the best they can to keep us safe and to get those people that are not doing well back to good health again. That's what this is about, saluting them and saying thank you. And they're very busy throughout the course of their day, and it's not that people that they work with don't want to say thank you, but unfortunately they just don't have the time. It's just too busy. Thanks a lot, Carl. 73s to you. QRZ, this is Kilo 2 Hero stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. W9 November Mike Bravo. I think I have that right. November Whiskey 9 November Mike Bravo. Correct me if I'm wrong. Name, location, any comments you have. Go ahead. Is that Whiskey 9 November Mike Bravo? Yeah, I guess I messed that up. Sorry. Is there a Whiskey 9 station?
Yeah, November Mike Bravo.
Whiskey 9 November Mike Bravo. Go ahead. No, I don't. I just still don't have it right. There was another station there, unfortunately. Once again, Whiskey 9 station. Nothing heard. QRZ, this is Kilo 2 Hotel stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
November 8 Hotel.
November 8 with the Zulu. Go ahead.
Hotel Zulu in Benton Harbor, Michigan. You're a 5.9 plus, beautiful sound, and located in far southwest corner of Michigan, about 9 miles across the lake from Chicago, Illinois. Over.
Roger, thank you so much. Unfortunately, I lost your call in the QSB. November 8, give me the rest of your call. Go ahead.
No problem. November 8, Sugar.
Roger, okay, I got that. November 8, Sugar Hotel Zulu. Have your name as Bella, Bravo Echo Lima Alpha. Is that correct? Go ahead.
It's Bela, like Bela Hayes, without the Hayes.
Bela. Okay, thank you so much. From Benton Harbor, Michigan, former home of Heathkit. Heathkit, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Thank you so much, Bela. Thank you. Any comments that you'd like to have in what we've been discussing? Go ahead.
I just tell you that working my way through school, I worked for a year at East. With that, back to you this time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. 73s, thanks so much for making contact with the station. We really appreciate that. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. The name is Peter. Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo.
Kilo.
There's a station with a kilo in the call. Go ahead.
Whiskey 4 Golf Oscar Kilo, Stephen, Alabama. You're 5'9".
Roger, thank you. Whiskey 4 Golf Oscar Kilo. Thank you, Stephen. Nice signal, about 10 over 9 as well. Your location and any comments you might have. Go ahead.
I'm in northwest Alabama, like 25 miles south of Tennessee, 25 miles east of Mississippi. And, I just record the comments. I really appreciate everything that these healthcare heroes and fire and the ambulance drivers and garbage collectors and stuff like that are doing for not only for New York, but for Alabama and for everywhere. They need all the support and goodwill we can send them. And I just wish that we would have a little bit more patience instead of opening up all these speeches right now. I'm afraid their work is not nearly finished. K2H-SUF, this is W4 Steve and W4GOK, Steve in Alabama. Back to you.
Thank you, Steve, very, very much. I appreciate that, W4GOK. Thanks so much. Thank you for your comments. And, yes, thank you for acknowledging, really, from top to bottom, from the nurses and the doctors in the front lines, getting direct bullets right at them every single day. And then down to, and there's no hierarchy, but it's those folks that are postal workers and sanitation collectors, technicians working on the phone lines, all of those. That is who we're saluting for sure. 73s. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. There's a November 4 station. Go ahead.
November 4, Kilo Tango Delta, Richard, Tennessee.
Is that November 4 Kilo Tango Delta? Go ahead.
Roger, Peter. This is Richard. Romeo India, Charlie Hotel Alpha Romeo Delta down here in Tennessee. Thank you for your net today. We always appreciate those doctors and nurses for the fine job they do and everyone else. And let's don't forget the military. We couldn't be doing none of this without our military. That's the next folks.
That's Roger, Richard. Thank you so much. And thank you for calling again. It helps. I can recognize your location very quickly because we spoke on the 13th. No, the military is always in our minds, especially amateur radio operators, because so many of us have served in the military, and a lot of us basically got our start in amateur radio through our training in the military. I remember when I was taking my when I was inducted 1964, Whitehall Street in Brooklyn. And I had, unfortunately, I was an amateur radio operator just before that I was called in. And so, therefore, I was up on all the different technologies. And one of the questions, well, I guess I made a mistake because from 10 o'clock in the morning until 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I knew what they were aiming at. And certainly they were aiming at me getting involved with putting a backpack and a radio in my backpack and operating on the front line. So, yeah, that was one of those things that, quote, got me kind of in trouble, but that's what got me started in amateur radio as well. So we want to thank them for giving us that training. 73s to you, Richard. Thanks a lot. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
Kilo India 4, India Victor Papa.
Standby stations QRX. Thank you, stations. Kilo India 4, come on in, please.
Kilo India 4, India Victor Papa. Name's Mike. I'm in Central South Carolina.
Hey, Mike, Central South Carolina with a hex beam. Is that a hex beam up there? Nice picture on a QRZ page. Thank you so much, Mike. Any comments you'd like to make on what we've been discussing? Over to you, sir.
Well, I was just, I appreciate all the work that especially the healthcare workers are doing right now. And so you can see I'm an anesthesiologist, but as fate would have it, I retired December 31st. I didn't see this coming, but
Thank you,
after going through
good afternoon to you. Thank you for joining
all my insurance and all that stuff, it was hard to get back into the field. But it sounds like they've ended up with enough healthcare providers to get us through this. Over.
Yeah, you're right, Mike. You're right, Michael, for sure. And congratulations on all your years of service as an anesthesiologist. I put them right at the head of the line in terms of when you have a need for surgery. As well as so many of us know, that an anesthesiologist is really my opinion, the most important keys throughout that process. So thank you so much for all you've done. And y'all want to let me know if you have a stock in mind, because I think you know when to hold them and when to sell them. But again, December 31st, who knew? But nevertheless, you're right. There are plenty, and not only they're coming in from other states as well, as you know, to New York when we were really deemed the epicenter. So for sure, we've had plenty of help, and we are so grateful for it. Michael, any other final comments at all? Over to you, sir.
No, I just appreciate the work you're doing. KI4IVP.
Well, thank you so much, and we appreciate what you did as well. Nice signal this afternoon. QRZ, special event station honoring the heroes fighting COVID-19. You know who you are, but thank you so much. We appreciate that. K28-SUF, QRZ.
Kilo 4, Hotel Whiskey Sierra.
Hotel Whiskey Sierra, thank you. You're in there about a 5 and 5, but I hear you. Kilo 4, Hotel Whiskey Sierra. Name, location, any comments? Over to you, sir.
Name is Howard, Hotel Oscar Whiskey Alpha Romeo Delta. I'm located in Saragordo, Tennessee, operating portable. for everything you're doing and everything they do. And have a good holiday. Happy Memorial Day. Kilo 4 Hotel Whiskey Sierra.
Thank you, Howard, very, very much. I appreciate that. It was about a 5 and 5 your signal with a lot of QSB, but we certainly heard the shout-outs you were giving to those workers on the front lines, and we really do appreciate you mentioning that very, very well. If anybody else has names to give, we want to hear them. We really would appreciate it. And I don't care if it's a postal worker, sanitation worker. If you know them by their first names, let's talk about them. Thanks a lot, Howard. Thanks a lot for making contact with us again. We spoke on May 7th, so appreciate it a lot. Maybe next time we'll have even a better signal to talk a little bit more. Thanks, Howard. 73s. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
Kilo 4, Zulu Echo Delta.
Zulu Echo Delta. Thank you. Kilo 4, Zulu Echo Delta, I believe. Name here is Peter. Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo. Name, location, any comments you might have. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Peter. I am located in St. Augustine, Florida, the nation's oldest city. And weather here is fine. People that work here have no specific names for you, Peter. But thank you for what you're doing and recognizing these people. You're 5-9 here. Go ahead.
Roger Hick, thank you so very, very much. We do appreciate that. And on your QRZ page, I hope you don't mind, Reverend Dr. Kerry G. Hinckley, retired Lutheran pastor, the oldest city in the country, St. Augustine, Florida, active on 160 through 10. Make contact with him. You'll be blessed. Thank you, Hick, very much. Yeah, a little bit of QSB. We're starting to lose propagation, so I'll probably be going off the air in a couple of minutes. Thank you, Hick. 73s, thanks so much. Any final comments that you'd like to make? Over to you, sir, and thank you.
I'm no longer on 160. I just can't do it. We got flooded out here by Hurricane Matthew and had to move. Well, good day to you, Pete. God bless. K4ZED.
Roger, blessings to you as well. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yep, hurricanes have done a job on our antenna systems, that's for sure. Be well, be safe, and thanks for making contact with us. QRZ, Special Event Station, Kilo 2 Heroes, honoring the heroes fighting COVID-19. K2H/SUF listening.
Kilo Charlie 4, Lima Oscar Victor.
Kilo Charlie 4, Lima Oscar Victor. I repeat, Kilo Charlie 4, Lima Oscar Victor. Correct me if I'm wrong. Name, location, and any comments you might have. Over to you.
QSL on call sign, KC4LOV. The name is Clint, and I'm a higher officer. KC4. That is the previous kick-in there just a minute ago. We remember myself and past presidents, all that good stuff. Real good fellow there. Appreciate what you're doing out there today. I am set up in my backyard here in St. Augustine, and it's beautiful northeast wind blowing, and it's keeping it very nice. It's kind of doing a practice field day, so to speak, and just set up here. So appreciate all you're doing.
Thank you so much. I have your name as Paul. Could you give me your name correctly again? Go ahead.
Paul is the first name. I go by Clint, C-L-I-N-T, Charlie Lima, India, November, Tango, middle name.
Okay, that threw me for a loop. I wanted to make sure I had the call right. Thanks, Clint, and what a coincidence to have two calls back-to-back from the oldest city in the country, St. Augustine, Florida. Thanks, Clint. 73s to you. Be well. Over to you for any final comments.
Like I said, appreciate what you're doing and appreciate so many people that are working so hard through all this mess we're going through. So God bless to you and God bless to all those. 7-3.
70s, Clint, too. We really appreciate that. QRX stations, QRX for a moment or two. I do want to read a couple of comments from folks here that are sending me some chats. QRX. Roger, this is Kilo 2 Hero stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. I'd like to acknowledge Larry, NN50, November, Fine Oscar. Peter, basically major high five. So thank you for major high fives. That goes out to all of us. Watching again, I've tuned in several times, but often don't chime in. Thank you. I love you to chime in, Larry, and just continue to be amazed by the phenomenal job you're doing. Well, it's because of the others. We want to thank all the community supporters. That's fantastic. Working so hard to hold our society together. Major high fives all around. This is Larry, NN50, Tupelo, Mississippi. Larry, thank you so much. That value is really added to what we're doing, and we really do appreciate that. And high fives to everyone out there. We really appreciate all your help. Thanks a lot, Larry. Keep those cards and letters coming, as Dean Martin used to say. But a lot of you folks Probably you're too young to know. Who the heck is D. Martin? I bet you know him. QRZ, this is Peter at the controls. Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo. Kilo 2 Hero Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot listening.
K9, Alpha Delta Tango.
There's a K9, couple of good stations. K9, come on in again, sir.
Yeah, K9 Alpha Delta Tango, K9 ADT. Name is Mark, and we're located in North Carolina.
Roger, Mark. I have you about a 5 and 7 K9 ADT. Thank you in North Carolina. Any comments you'd like to make at all on anyone we've been talking about? Any salutes you'd like to give? Over to you, sir.
Okay, appreciate that. Oh, I just want to, shout out and give thanks to all those who put themselves at risk of their lives, Lord, to put the risk at their lives to benefit us, to keep us safe. So they are truly heroes, and really thankful for them. We wish them all the best and pray that they are protected from this virus. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Mark. Yep, it brings me to the call that I had last night with my cousin, a doctor in pediatrics. Her daughter Maddie, is a nurse in a hospital in New York, and she worries every single day about her and how she'll come back home. And even though she looks dressed to the tilt in her moon outfit, it's still something that's very, very concerning. So we clearly know these people are at war. The bullets are being thrown at them, but finally they have the proper PPE equipment, and that was really a big issue. I was talking to my cousin, and she said for the first couple of weeks we were using masks for a week. Can you imagine that? They were using the same mask for a week. So we were caught, of course, off guard, did not have enough inventory at all. That'll never happen again. We know that. But it was really touch and go. Now it's certainly tremendously better. And those nurses, as we have found out, the number of infections that those people on the front lines are having are less than the general public. I repeat, the people on the front lines, those people that are right there in the infected wards with the COVID-19 people, are less infected than the people out there, the general public. Now, what does that mean? That means the general public have been too sloppy. They've been too casual, and they're not taking this seriously. So, why put additional pressure on those nurses, doctors, EMTs, because some of those people out there are just not really taking this so seriously? Please do, and please pass the word to anyone that you might know that don't put the extra pressure on those frontline workers, and we'll wipe this out if the general public pays better attention to all of this. You can open up America, go to all your restaurants, all your bars, all your church services, but again, you have to wear protective equipment until this infection has been mitigated completely. Thank you, like Mark, 73s. QRZ, this is Kilo 2 Hero Strike Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
Kilo
There's a station with hotel in the call. Go ahead. Nope, I guess I missed that. QRZ, this is Kilo 2 Hotel.
Kilo Sierra 4 Golf Hotel.
Oh, there it is. I knew I had the hotel somewhere. Kilo Sierra 4 Golf Hotel. Thank you. Nice signal, 5 and 9. Name, location, any comments you might have. Over to you, sir.
All right, the name is Jeff, Juliet Echo Foxtrot, located in Macon, Georgia. I just appreciate what you're doing. I've served both ways, Marine Corps, and I was a medical technologist running the lab test for 34 years in a hospital, and I still work part-time 1 day a week for a private doc running his lab work.
Good work, Jeff. Isn't that terrific? A former Marine, we salute you. Thank you so much for your valuable service. You picked a tough branch to be in, the proud Marines, and medical technologists as well. Wow. You are really, that's a doubleheader. That's a really hats off to you for what you're doing, Jeff. Thank you so much. You deserve a good signal, and you have one. So good vibes to you, and certainly we appreciate all you've done, Jeff. Can't thank you enough. This is why we have the energy here, all the stations in New York, to say thank you to all those heroes like yourself. And we can't wait to salute you and those that have fallen on Memorial Day. Over to you, Jeff, for any finals. Thanks a million for making this really a nice event. Over to you, sir.
All right, I appreciate it. You're doing a great job. You got a 5 and 9 plus 10 over here in Georgia. Anyway, I'll say 73s and keep going. KS4GH, 73.
73s, yeah. We're probably stretching our ramp to the limit, really, and it's probably saying, please, Uncle, give up, back it down. But I want to see if we can reach as many people as we can. Thanks a lot, Jeff. Thanks again for your service to the Marines and the technologists. Terrific work, and still working now. QRZ, my name is Peter, Pop Echo, Tango Echo Romeo, located in Long Island, New York, 45 miles from New York City. And the special call is Kilo 2 Hero Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. We are listening as usual. Go ahead.
November 0. Kilo Charlie 8 Oscar Delta Papa.
Kilo Charlie 8 Alpha Delta Papa. I don't think I have that right. Correct me if I'm wrong. Kilo Charlie 8 Alpha Delta Papa. Correct me on that and your name and location. Go ahead.
Kilo Charlie 8 Ocean Dog Peter. Ocean Dog Peter Hotel.
Roger, I got that. Thanks for the correction. Kilo Charlie 8 Oscar Delta Papa. Thank you. Your name, location, any comments that you might have. Oh, I see. Is it pronounced, you spoke to us before on the 18th, and I think it's Brute, but correct me if I'm wrong with that. Go ahead.
Negative. You've got it correct. You are correct. Here is Brute, Bravo, Romeo, Uniform, Charlie Echo. We did make contact with you the other day, and we did make contact with another station, I believe on 40, a KI station, or a K1 station, I should say. And I wanted to acknowledge the comments that you made about the naysayers and the people who are endangering those folks out there who are putting their lives on the line to protect everyone else. It really does discredit those people who are out there. Those same people would be promoting military, not promoting those people who are uniformed, nonetheless, but not carrying weapons who are protecting them. With some authority, since I retired from the state service after 30 years. I'm a former airman. I'm a volunteer deputy sheriff, and I'm also a volunteer for the American Red Cross. So I wish some of the people would educate themselves and recognize that we have people out there dying for them and for them without weapons.
Thank you so much. Yeah, a little bit of QSB at the end, but we received it all, and thank you very, very much working for the Red Cross. Basically, your service as an airman, and certainly your comments are very well put. This is not a time to be a lone gun out there and think that you can go about doing business the way you normally have, and then putting extra pressure on our healthcare system. Not the way to go at all. Thanks so much for that. We really appreciate that. 73s. And thank you very, very much. We've got to be a little more disciplined. Those folks that are not really have to pay attention. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. The Whiskey Papa 4 station, Whiskey Papa 4.
Whiskey Papa 4, Papa Echo Papa, over Tampa, Florida, QFL.
Roger. Hello again, Irving. Good to talk with you. Whiskey Papa 4, Pop Echo Papa. Always a good signal. 5 and 7 today. Thank you so much for your call. And any other final comments that you'd like to make? Over to you, Irving.
You got pretty good signal over here. Pretty good signal. 79 plus. We have beautiful houses. We have a great weekend.
Irving, thank you so much for that. Thank you very much. You do well to you, and thanks a lot for making contact with us. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
November 6 Uniform Bravo Oscar.
Roger, thank you. November 6 Uniform Bravo Oscar. Thank you. About a 5 and 9 into Long Island, New York. Name is Peter, Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo. Your name, location, and perhaps any comments that you might like to make. Over to you, sir.
Roger. Name here is Bernie, GTH Athens, Georgia. Nice solid +10/+10 down here, Peter. Worked you before, just wanted to jump in and say good afternoon. No comments for the net, but just again wanted to say appreciate what you folks are doing up there.
Bernie, thanks a lot. Welcome aboard again. Yep, we spoke on the 11th. The more the merrier. We'd like to think that we as amateur radio operators can make friends rather quickly, and it's very, very nice. I think as a result of this, my home call, Whiskey 2 Juliet Victor, we've made a lot of friends, and this has been just a solid time to be on the radio. I'm real fortunate to do that. Thanks, Bernie, very, very much. I appreciate that. Welcome aboard many times as you'd like. Thanks a lot for saying thank you, because each time a contact is made with an amateur radio station, we're saying thank you to those heroes on the front line. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
K2 Whiskey Oscar.
Roger, thank you. K2 Whiskey Oscar, nice signal. Thank you. Your name, location, and any comments you might have. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, QSL. Name is George. You're 5'9" into St. Augustine, Florida. And just want to thank you for what you're doing here. And happy Memorial Day, 73.
73's, George. Really nice signal. Once again, St. Augustine, Florida, oldest town in the United States of America. This is the third call from St. Augustine, so that's pretty special. Thank you, George. Thank you for acknowledging what we're doing. We're just the messenger. We're not doing the heavy lifting. It's all those folks on the front lines, all those front responders doing all they can while we're here sheltering in place, but not for long, for sure. And one of the things that I can say is, even though, unfortunately, we have to abide by our laws, we're a nation of laws, and even though we'd like to go out there and go to a restaurant, unfortunately, until the governor says it's okay, we don't want to put those people, those folks that are in business at any risk. So we have to wait until the all clear sign is given. But hopefully, things will get open very, very soon. Thanks a lot, George. 73s. QRZ, this is Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
Kilo 9 Golf Lima Sierra.
Golf Lima Sierra, thank you. Kilo 9 Golf Lima Sierra, thank you. Good afternoon. Name, location, and any comments you'd like to make. Over to you.
The name here is Gary, Golf Alpha Romeo Yankee in Indiana, India, November. You're coming in 5'9" plus 20. Just zooming in. Thank you for everything you're doing. Appreciate this event. Very, very proud of all our military and frontline workers and everything. Basically, all of your sentiments. That's my back to you, 73, sir, and stay safe.
Thank you, Gary. That is our job, Yep, to stay safe and be patient. That's the words of the day. Thank you, Gary, and thank you for acknowledging all those folks that are they're out there on the front lines fighting every single day, still certainly in jeopardy, and we can't take anything for granted at all. We just have to do our part as a general public. What is our part? I've said it before, and I know many of us said it again, is we have to be cautious out there and not contribute to the spread of this very, 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 very spreadable virus. And I think that if there's one thing that we have learned about this virus is very, very contagious. This is not, quote, a normal virus. It's a novel. That's why they call it novel COVID-19. And that's one of the insidious things about this. And if you think it's like a normal influenza, well, we know it's not. Because when we hear that molecules of this type can say suspended in the air for long periods of time, that should get our attention for sure. Thank you so much, Gary. And if you're not wearing a mask and you walk into one of those molecules in the air that someone left an hour ago, can you imagine? You can get infected. No, thank you. Be safe, please. Thank you so much, Gary. 73s. Good signals to you as well. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
Kilo Bravo 0, Victor, India.
Roger, Kilo Bravo 0, Victor, India. Good afternoon from New York. Name is Peter. Name, location, any comments you might have. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, Peter, the call is Kilo Bravo 0, Golf, Victor, India. We're located in southeast Iowa. I have to say right now you've got the best signal on the band that I've heard. You're running about 20 over here into Iowa. I want to say thanks for everything you're doing and calling attention to this. We really appreciate it. I'm kind of one of the frontline workers. I have to do maintenance on apartments for people. So I'm in and out of places all day and masked up and gloved up and trying to keep from spreading anything.
Roger, thank you, Jeffrey. Yes, yeah, we haven't saluted those workers that are doing maintenance on buildings and have to go in every day and go into these houses and making sure that the people that you're working with are also being protected as well. And believe you me, you're working in situations where it's very hot, very sticky, very humidity, no wind, no breeze, and you've got to wear this mask because that's the shelter that you have between getting this virus and not. And it's really, really tough. And, of course, Jeffrey, you're not used to doing this. So hats off to you with really soldiering through this because you are a soldier. No question about it. It's a war, the COVID-19 war. Call it what it is, but that's what it is. And you're a soldier in the war. And my goodness, we're going to be erecting hopefully just plaques and statues. But thank yous is all we can do right now, all we can do, and spread the word out to everyone that we're so grateful for people like yourself, Jeffrey, for the work you're doing. Thanks a lot. 73s to you. Be well, and please stay safe. QRZ, this is Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
Whiskey 4, Fox Sierra Mike.
Fox Sierra Mike. Big signal. Thank you. Really lovely audio. Whiskey 4, Fox Sierra Mike. The name here is Peter, Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo. Your name, your location, any comments you might have. Over to you.
Oh, well, thank you for the nice signal report, Peter. I just got this radio and a Heil mic on a 7300, so it's I like it. It sounds nice to me. Just thank you guys for being out there and doing the special event for the Kilo 2 Heroes. Appreciate it. I think I checked in a couple of weeks ago. I'm not sure if it was you or not, but I know it was in Suffolk. So thanks a lot for all you guys are doing and spreading the word and telling people to abide by the regulations and the recommendations and all that. Over.
You bet, Mark. Thanks a lot. Yeah, we can never say it enough. And let me comment on the 7300 Heil mic. That is a very powerful combination. The 7300 is phenomenal radio. You know that now. And by the way, if you want to just confirm how good you sound, this broadcast is broadcasting on Twitch, TWITCH TV, my call, home call, Whiskey 2 Juliet Victor. You can go to my QRZ page and be sent over there, and at 2 hours, 4 minutes, and 10 seconds, you could hear yourself if you'd like to hear how wonderful you sound, Mark. Thanks a lot, and it's my pleasure, really, to reiterate. I know people are probably tired of hearing it, but if we can reach one person that might be thinking otherwise and going it alone and not using the proper equipment, we'd like to make sure that we got the word out to them. Thanks, Mark, so much. Appreciate that. Enjoy that beautiful rig, and Bob Heil will be very happy when I speak with him at the end of the month on Ham Radio Nation. We were there at the beginning of the month, I guess the first week, and he was nice enough to have us on the broadcast talking about the special event station. And for those of you who have not had the opportunity to listen to Ham Radio Nation on TWIT, TWIT TV, please do. He puts on a great show with Gordon West and the crew. Very informative, always learning something there, and it's done in a very, very happy way. So have a chance every Wednesday. Listen to Ham Radio Nation. Hopefully any of you folks that have listened to it can also acknowledge that it is a great show. Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks a lot, Mark. Be well in Darlington County. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. My name is Peter, Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo, QRZ.
Kilo Delta 4, Uniform Lima Delta.
Roger, Kilo Delta 4, Uniform Lima Delta. Loud and clear, as they say. Good signal. Name, location, any comments you might have. Go ahead.
Yeah, name here is Bruce, Bravo, Romeo, Uniform, Charlie, Echo, located in Louisville, Kentucky, and don't have a whole lot of comments. I just want to thank you for doing the net, and remember all the people that we've lost. I think sometimes people forget what the holidays are. People think it's time to have cookouts and stuff, but it really isn't, and I think a lot of people have forgotten about that. So I appreciate everything, and good luck to you. This is Kilo Delta 4, Uniform Lima Delta, 73.
73's, Bruce. Can't even do it, Bruce. Kilo Delta 4, United Lima Delta. Yeah, you said something that I had in my mind that I wanted to say. Oftentimes, the news media and radio stations will say Memorial Day. It's the official opening of summer or the unofficial opening of summer. You know, that's a major insult. I know they don't mean it, but to your point, Bruce, earlier, many people have forgotten the significance of the holiday. And it's not a happy Memorial Day, even though, again, the news media somehow makes you believe it's happy so you can have a happy cookout and have happy steaks and have happy chops and so on. It's not happy. We know that. We are celebrating a different way. What we're doing is honoring all those heroes that have fallen, all those, and we say it often, who've committed the absolute extreme sacrifice where they have given their lives in order for us to be able to be free citizens of the United States of America. They oftentimes were chosen not because they were drafted. They automatically chose to do this, to give back to their country. And we can't thank them enough. And that's what Memorial Day is all about, remembering those fallen troops in all those wars. Believe you me, those folks that are 20s and 30s and 40s, You would not have the freedoms that you have. You would not have the internet. You'd not have YouTube without those individuals starting from World War I and before that have fought for you and us to have our freedom. So that's what Memorial Day is about. Memorial, not the opening day of summer. Thank you, Bruce. Sorry that I went off on that, but that's very important to all of us. Over to you, Bruce, for your final. Thanks a lot for allowing me to make a few comments because of your opening statement. Very well said, Bruce. Over to you for a final.
Yeah, okay, well, the only other thing I can have at it is, you know, there's been a lot of course, in New York, in your area, you all lost a lot of first responders for the 9/11 thing. And, of course, I know you all are struggling, too, with the coronavirus. So you got to remember all the families of the firemen and police people and stuff like that, the EMS workers. You know, sometimes they're the unsung heroes of the modern-day world. All right, 7-3 to you. Good luck, and we'll talk to you later. No problem about the RAN either. KD4ULD, 7-3.
Thank you so much, Bruce. I appreciate that. And yes, we all too often, in our daily hectic hustle and bustle lives, keeping a family together, our job together, and so on, forget about all those folks that every single day before COVID-19 are out there helping and keeping people together. It's an amazing thing that they do, and we are really so appreciative, excuse me, that we could say thank you. 73 to you, Bruce. Thanks a lot for your time. QRZ, my name is Peter. Papa Echo Tango Echo Romeo. I'm at the controls of the station, Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. Plenty of heroes out there. Thanks a lot, folks. QRZ.
Kilo Delta 9, Hotel Lima Delta.
Kilo Delta 9 station, come back again, please.
Kilo Delta 9, Hotel Lima Delta. Nice to meet you, Florida. Calvin, here in Illinois, over.
Roger, yep. I think there's 2 Kilo Delta 9, so we kind of had a perfect double there. Once again, I think your call is Kilo Delta 9, Hotel Kilo Delta, but I'm not sure. Correct me, please, on your call. Go ahead.
Hotel Lima Delta. Hotel Lima Delta. Over.
Roger. Okay. All right. I got a 80% on that. I think your name is Kelvin in Pittsfield, Illinois. Thanks so much. Correct me if I'm wrong on your name and any comments that you might have on the heroes that we're saluting today. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, you're correct. That's me here in Pittsfield, Illinois, and thanks, Peter, for doing this. And, you know, we're over here in the little county of Pike County in Illinois, and we've had no deaths. We're very thankful and fortunate for that. And we've had one case here in our county, and that was 8 weeks ago, and obviously that's been a cure. But, you know, we know that you guys there in New York have went through it. So anyway, just wanted to say hi. And just showing our thoughts and prayers there, Peter. Over.
Thank you, Kevin. Let me ask you a question. Pike County, how many folks do you have more or less in Pike County? Go ahead.
Well, I'm not sure about countywide, but in Pittsfield we're about 4,000. Over.
Well, I'll tell you something. You know, that's a lesson in I'm sure diligence and care, and it's no coincidence at all that having no debts. That's not because you know you're in such a rural area, because you do have some population centers. I mean, obviously not like New York and its boroughs, but nevertheless, clearly you've done an outstanding job in the citizens being careful and wearing protective equipment. I can only point in that direction as certainly a possible cause, unless, Kelvin, you can give me some other reason why it's been such a positive rate of infection and deaths. Go ahead, Kelvin.
Well, Peter, I don't really know, other than, you know, we are in Illinois, we're south of Chicago, but we're kind of between Chicago and St. Louis, and I don't really know, other than, you know, the lockdown happened, people stayed in, and you know, people are starting to open back up, and things are starting to open back up here, and they're a county away. They've had about 40 deaths, I believe. Don't quote me on that. But anyway, I don't know. It's just we're kind of rural, but it's still people were cautious. Over.
Oh, Roger that. Roger that. Just stand by one single moment here while I get a little piece of paper there. QRX, 1 moment. Roger, thank you. Thank you for standing by, stations. Thank you, Kelvin. Well, I'm going to say it's pretty sure that it's just people being very, very cautious and certainly being very disciplined about wearing their PPE equipment. I don't think I've saluted some of these people on the front lines enough. There's a picture right now of someone that I want to mention to you. The gentleman who sent me this picture is George. His call sign is November 9, Victor Tango Bravo. Now, you folks on amateur radio that are not watching the Twitch TV stream are probably saying, I don't know what the heck you're talking about. But right now on Twitch TV, and I encourage everyone that's also working here of the radio, also, if you wouldn't mind going on, putting your monitor on Twitch TV and looking at what we're doing. There's some interesting things that I'm feeding overall. But here we have someone on the screen. She is the wife of George, N9 VTB. This is Teresa, KC9 FMD, KC9 Family Medical Doctor, and we're very proud of her. He said, I'm very proud of her. She has had her up and downs, as we all have. Medical people are overwhelmed these days, and for that reason, it's impossible not to be stressed out. And you could, look in her eyes, look in Teresa's eyes and see the stress in her eyes. So thank you very much, Teresa. You're certainly one of our standout heroes in this COVID-19 war. Thanks so very much. We appreciate that, and we'll leave that up for a couple of minutes for our viewers. Any comments our viewers would like to make, feel free to do that. QRZ, my name is Peter, Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo, and the call is Kilo 2 Hero stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot listening.
November 4, Uniform Victor Charlie.
November 4, Uniform Victor Charlie. November 4, Uniform Victor Charlie. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome aboard. Your name, location, any comments you might have. Go ahead.
Yeah, the name is Bob. Bravo Oscar Bravo, and we're out to celebrate the heroes that have fallen from there. Did you copy?
Bob, no, QSB have you, Bob. That's so. I'm going to be going QRT because essentially I'm losing the stations and not able to hear a lot of stations. But Bob, I know we've spoken before on the 19th. Thank you so much, and thank you. I did hear you saluting those workers on the front lines. Well, I've been in this for 2 hours, 15 minutes. Enjoyed every minute of it. Enjoyed sharing the comments with everybody. All I can say in conclusion is. Thank you so much for sharing your wonderful, heartfelt stories with me, all amateur radio operators. You really are helping this event by passing that information on to people that are not listening, not knowing what we do, and I thank you so very much for it. We really, really heartfelt thanks. For those of you that are listening on the stream, thank you, viewers. I'm going to be staying with you for a few more minutes and giving you a couple of more items of information. Those of you who are listening on amateur radio, why don't you join the stream? That is Twitch, TWITCH TV, My Call, Whiskey 2, Juliet Victor. We're going to do some spots right now, and we're also going to talk about some information I'd like to share with people that may not be amateur radio operators. 73s, everybody. Thanks a lot. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your patience. We'll see you again. We'll be here to the 31st honoring those very critical people on the front lines, and basically those people that are on the front lines. Sorry to get away from the mic. Those people on the front lines are honoring the doctors, nurses, healthcare workers, EMTs, police, firemen, military, those who provide medical help, as well as the sanitation, postal workers, supermarket personnel, technicians that are working on our phone lines, people that are keeping the cell towers up. All of those folks, thank you very, very much. We're going QRT, Kilo 2 Heroes, Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. We'll see you again, 73s. Those of you that are on the stream, stay with us. We'll be playing a few more things, 73s. Okay, we are now 73s. We're now one-on-one, very, very personal on the certainly on Twitch TV only, and we've muted the sound. We can go on forever with this. What I want to do is make just a couple of general comments. Let me put up 73s K6 LPM. Thank you very, very much for following us on the stream. If you haven't been a follower, like to follow us, please do that. We'd really appreciate that very much. And I'm going to keep the obviously the Twitch stream going for the few minutes that we have right now. Let me put up a couple of more pictures here as we go. This is a picture of My friend Brian, he's an amateur radio operator. He's a chief pharmacist at a local hospital. Phenomenal guy. Look at that smiling nurse. They're not wearing their masks because they've got plenty of distance between them and the person taking the pictures. What I want to do to folks listening to the stream, for those that might not know, by the way, thank you very much, Larry. Fabulous. Thank you so much for your compliments. Thank you for promoting us on Twitch TV. I really do appreciate that very, very much. We want to get out to as many people as we can. And thank you very much for saying my efforts are terrific. Your efforts are terrific, Larry. Thank you. NN50, thank you so much for helping us out. We want to spread the word to the masses, and that's why we're on Twitch TV. So again, hello, Twitch followers and listeners. We thank you very much for spending your time with us. We're entering our 23rd day of our tribute to all our heroes on the COVID lines, on the front lines of this COVID-19 war. We're using the special call sign, have you heard, K2H, Kilo 2 Heroes, and then we're using a 3-letter suffix designation to designate a county of amateur operations. So that suffix is Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. That represents the county that I'm in, Suffolk County, Long Island, New York. And as I said earlier, we have 62 counties in New York State and have asked as many operators as possible to activate their stations. And they're certainly doing that, and we have about 50 counties now. So first we're thanking the frontline workers in New York State and then the rest of the country and the rest of the world. And as many as you know, when we became licensed by the FCC, as Part 97 of the rules indicate, we are designated as amateur radio service. We are in this service, and our primary mission is to be available when called to aid in an emergency or an event like this, Kilo 2 Heroes special event. As we know, when all else fails, amateur radio is on the air. And a lot of you folks can remember the times that hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, when the infrastructure was compromised, amateur radio operators were there in full force providing help and support. So all the information you need is available. If you're interested in upgrading your license or obtaining a license, it's available at the ARRL.org, AmateurRadio.org. I repeat, ARRL.org. That's the national resource for amateur radio, and we'd love you to check that out. And if you have any questions, you can contact me on my home call, which is Whiskey 2 Juliet Victor. Thank you. 73s to H Hotel India 3, Mike Papa Charlie. 73s to you, sir. So I was on the air for 2 hours. I was calling CQ, which is basically a request for other amateur operators to conduct and contact my station, Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. So every time a contact is made, we all know that it's like saying thank you to a first-line responder. And every time you say something here on the air, you too are saying thank you. Yes, you missed me, but we'll get you again. We'll be back throughout this event until the 31st. Thank you so much. Finally, I want to say anything you'd like to discuss or of a personal general nature regarding this first-line personnel or their family members on this pandemic, please, by all means, do that. I encourage those in the Twitch messages to say hello and thank you. All right, well, thank you very much for spending the time on amateur radio, listening to what we're doing. People saying it's cool. They're saying that, my goodness, I didn't realize that amateur radio does this sort of work. And yes, we do. We are, as I said, happy to be able to be involved in special services. And we do a lot more than talk about techie things and nerdy things. And we very much like to be on the front lines helping out. And we can't thank you enough for how positive this event has been. Positive for me, positive for all the other amateur operators who have been allowed to vent and talk about their frustrations, their concerns, what they're nervous about, and most of all, how they're being very disciplined to not be part of the epidemic that these nurses are working on every single day. We want to put them out of business with regard to COVID-19. Thanks a lot, everybody, for the Twitch. Right now, what I'm going to do is we're going to be playing a couple of spots that I really think are very, very appropriate, thanking the nurses that are on the front line. Stand by, Kilo 2 Hotel. Let's play a few spots here.
Make me strong when I need it. For you, I'm brave. You, I give you all my love. You, I give
Thank you,
you all
Northwell.
my
Yeah, they run to
love.
danger.
You, I give you all my love. Always you on my mind.
Thank you, Northwell. This is Ascension Hospital. We've played this a number of times. Very poignant. Once again, here when you need us, the healthcare workers. Thank you, viewers. By you being here, you're also supporting the frontline workers and saying thank you. Heroes work here, above and beyond the call of duty. Thank you, Ascension. Very nicely done. Okay, let's do another one that I particularly like. Hope you like it as well. We are basically thanking those nurses. I guess I can't help playing this again. Hope you don't mind. Thank you, viewers, very, very much for spending time with us. We appreciate that, and we want to thank the nurses. This is certainly one of the heroes. Special event station that's called QO Angels. They're out of Belgium, thanking the nurses. Their call sign is Angels. Yeah, this one I particularly like. A thank you to the team at Tampa General Hospital. Look at that focus, that concentration. Look at that. Look at that dedication. We do appreciate you. Thank you, Tampa General Hospital. Very nice job. Great hospital. Thank you so very much. I'm going to play one more. I don't usually play this one. This is a little difficult to take. My apologies. But nevertheless, I just want to put it up there. I don't do it too often because, yeah, it's sometimes difficult to watch, but I think it really captures the essence of what these first-line workers are going through. K6LPM, thank you very much for your thank yous. We need to educate the rest of America and the world that this is all very real crisis. Yeah, it sure is. We know that. It's not a hoax. No, it's not a conspiracy. To many folks, in spite of shelter at home, not taking it seriously. Yes, it must be taken seriously, and the more seriously we take it, the more careful we are, the better that we will believe. Yep, it's not over yet. It's not going to go away. It may last for a long, long time, but that's okay because every day we get in our car, we're taking a risk, but we do things like putting on a seatbelt to mitigate the risk of us being injured seriously if we're in an accident. But we don't stay home and stay out of our cars because there is a risk. Life is a risk. You step out the front door, it is a risk. COVID will be with us, or variants of COVID will be us for a long, long time. But that doesn't mean that we have to basically cower and not go out there among the people. Yep, as long as we're protected, and we're going to have to be protected for quite some time until we know that things are gone. But do that, and we will be able to get the economy going at 100% and minimize the number of people that are going out of business. We must all remember, Larry, thank you, NN50, that every one of these first-line professionals have the safety and security of their homes in order to dash into the jagged teeth of danger. That's right. That's where they're going. They're going into war every single day. And hopefully our collective society will be spared from the debilitating difficulties that COVID-19 can be imposed. It can be if you're very seriously at risk. But as I said earlier, and as we know statistically, those that are not compromised, my sister is one of them, my brother-in-law is another one, that get COVID-19, you can get through this. So fear not. Fear not. You can go out there, but certainly be be protected and be very, very careful. Thank you guys for those comments. I appreciate that. And let me do this this last spot. Again, if you don't want to see it, you can certainly look away. But thank you, viewers. We'll show it for a few minutes. This is National Healthcare Workers tribute to COVID-19 pandemic. This is Kelly Wing singing a very pretty song.
Pack your bags and shut the door to go to work to fight a war. You didn't know just what would happen to you. Stepped into work, feet on the ground, and panic was the only sound. And to yourself you whispered, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
These are real people. These are not actors. Real people with real pain.
Every day and every night, you walk the walk, you fight the fight. You never saw the end in sight now, did you? Your days are long and you lose your head, but you can't. There's too many beds, your weary soul is crying. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. You try to help, but you feel the strain. You know there'll be more stress and pain. You wonder if the same would happen to you. Another falls down to the ground. The enemy is all around, and from your lips you scream a hallelujah, 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 hallelujah,
Thank you very much, everybody, for staying with us, watching our stream. Pass the word. Stay safe. Stay protected. Go out there, but go out there with care. We don't want more numbers to increase. We don't at all. 73s, everybody. Thank you very much, and we appreciate all that you're doing to pass the word. Thank you.
pushing through, but this battle lives inside of you. So cold and it's a broken hallelujah, hallelujah.
What we'll do is we're going to end with a song, just an uplifting song that's copyright free from Spotify. So that'll be our last song, kind of ending on a positive note. And please take care of yourselves. Be positive. Have a positive mental attitude. Make sure that you know that we'll solve this, and everything will be in much better shape than it has been these past few months. Stay positive for America. Yes, we're applauding by saying thank you to all those heroes on the front lines. Kelly Wing, what a wonderful, wonderful job that she's done. Nice job. Okay, let's go to Spotify. This music is copyright free. Thank you, Lou. I appreciate that. Thanks so much. Lou. I appreciate that very much, Lou. November Oscar to Charlie. One of our heroes at the Great South Bay Amateur Radio Club. Was put on so many special events. If you have a chance, go to the Great South Bay Amateur Radio Club website. Him, his wife, Sally, K2, Romeo Yankee Delta. There are heroes also. Without them, I would not have this opportunity to be able to say thank you to those frontline workers. It's been fantastic. It really has been. Thanks a lot, Lou. I appreciate that. All right, let me go. I'm going to change the beat a little bit. Let's get to our final beat. Copyright-free music. Let's go on to Young Ones. We'll go on to Young Ones. Yeah, I'm not a disc jockey. I only play one here on amateur radio. Thanks a lot. Here we go to Young Ones.
I've been looking for a place that I'd rather be. I've been searching for my own destiny. I raise my gun to the sky and scream out loud. This is my life, this is my hope, this is what I stand for. Now it's the time to let it all. We are the young ones that fight for survival. We will watch like an eye on the fire. We are the young ones that fight for survival. We will watch like an eye on the fire. Searching for my own destiny. I raise my gun to the sky and scream out loud. This is my life, this is my hope, this is what I stand for. Now it's the time to let it all. We are the young ones that fight for survival. We will watch like an eye on the fire. We are the young ones that fight for survival. We will watch like an eye on the fire.
Okay, everybody, that's it. See you all hopefully tomorrow. Thanks a lot for spending your time with us. This is what it's all about. K2 Heroes, honoring the doctors, nurses, healthcare workers, all those in the front line. Thanks so much.